And we are live. What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday, the last Wednesday of November, which is just crazy. I think we're gonna get a Christmas tree this weekend, so I'm excited, but also nervous because Jack's been crawling and climbing on everything. So we're gonna have to figure out either some kind of a perimeter or how to keep Jack away from the tree, which he's obsessed with all sorts of lights right now. So I don't know how that's gonna happen or how we're gonna work that out, but we will see how that goes. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing great. Let's see who's here today. We've got RS, Lisa's here, GPs, Red Sky, PF, how's it going? CB, 3DP UK, Mitchits, 1060 is here. Let's see, Wayne, how's it going? Doggy Fence, yeah, we might do something like that. Hey, Aaron. Aaron's been streaming a Pandora's box build on Twitch, and I haven't caught the streams, but I've been watching the progress posts on, mostly I think on Twitter, or X, or whatever we're calling it now, and it looks awesome. It's on my list, and it's going to be happening in the next couple months, I think. It looks incredible. So, hey Dominic. So today we are going to be unboxing this right here, which is the Kingroon KLP1. And if you're not familiar with it, let's take a just 2-second look at what this is, because it's kind of interesting. So it is a $379. Also, before we get into it, Kingroon didn't send me this. They sent me this probably a month and a half to 2 months ago to test out and review. So I did want to state that, but it is not sponsored, and they have no idea what I'm going to say or what we're going to do with this thing. So anyways, this is Kingroon's first CoreXY 3D printer. They're most known for their cantilever printers like the KP3S, KP3S1, KP3S Pro, which are actually going to be finishing a mod that I'd started doing on my KP3S many months ago in a few weeks' time. But yeah, this is their first CoreXY printer. It launched probably 4 months ago, I want to say, give or take, and it's interesting. So it's fully enclosed, all metal hot end, linear rails, running Klipper with a small Klipperscreen. What else is there to really say about it? It's interesting. It definitely, from a purely spec perspective, has quite a bit of potential, but I haven't heard much about it. The things I've heard kind of were mixed, but most of the things I'd heard early on weren't really related to hardware, but more so that there wasn't any sort of profiles available. And hopefully that's changed, because it's been some months. I honestly haven't looked into it, but game plan today is get this out of the box, take a look at it. We can look under the hood at the electronics or whatever anybody wants to look at, and we'll just try to see what the process is like and get some initial thoughts on this thing. So bed size, I want to say it's small, like maybe even less than 220. This looks like technical specs. Print size 210 by 2, so 210 cube, a 210 by 210 by 210. No, definitely not through. It's a pretty small little guy here. He'll grab the Christmas balls. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Hey Sven. Yeah, Jack's been just like, we gotta get him into like parkour classes. The kid, he went from, trying to figure out how to crawl to just mastering the crawl, and let's go overhead, I guess, for this, and just wanting to climb on all sorts of things. It's incredibly dangerous. Yeah, it's a small, this is not a big printer by any means, but 210 is still a fairly healthy size for a lot of things. So but yeah, it's definitely not, I think people call it helmet class. It's certainly not that, but again, the price is also $375, I think is what I just said, or $379, and this is not a sale price, that is retail, so it's fairly budget, priced. Cheap linear rails are better than most expensive viewers around. Kid gymnastics, yeah. Hey, what's up, John? Yeah, my biggest thing with, so, I'll give a quick little ranty before we even get into it. So, V-rollers work fine, right? Like, they've been tried and true. They're on Enders, and I've used Enders for thousands of hours. The issue with them is that it is a potential point of failure, and I haven't seen anybody. I try my best to explain the way I tension roller wheels, like the eccentric nut, where you basically don't want any wiggle, but you don't want, like, you want it tight enough so there's not wiggle, but that's like, there's like a sweet spot where if you're too loose, you're obviously gonna have slop in your gantry or your toolhead or whatever you're tensioning, but if you're too tight, you start to wear them down fairly quickly. And I mean, most everyone has seen that's had a V-roller printer has seen sort of like the palm wheel dust or whatever material they're using alternative to palm that gets all over the rail. And so it ends up wearing down quicker. And I've had times, I think it was the bed on my Ender 3, where I would tension it, it would be fine for probably a couple hundred print hours, and I would start seeing some printer issues, and I would navigate, like, check all the things on it, and it would be, okay, I need to tighten it a little bit more. And then it got to a point where even tightening it wasn't getting rid of the bed slop. And it's not that big of a deal to replace it. And I mean, those Enders lasted thousands of hours, but if you're someone new to 3D printing, like, there's so much already to learn that it's not something that you're, one, going to be familiar with, or two, maybe confident in swapping out. So I get it. Like, I can't say I hate roller wheels, but I think that for the most part, like, we're getting beyond that. I would much rather have even just okay quality linear rods or linear rails over roller wheels, for me at least. So yeah, there's a mommy and me class at the local gymnastics business. I don't know if they'll let me in, Jack in, but hey TT. There's Sidewinder with V-wheels that's sitting in the box because almost all of the V-wheels need to be replaced. Yeah, I liked the Sidewinder a lot, actually. It was a solid printer. So we got a nice little colored booklet on top, which is there an English side, maybe? Okay, so it's got multi-language, but yeah, this is a nice little manual for it. We've got quick disassembly guide. I think that it says quick disassembly guide. I think it's the opposite. I think it's quick assembly guide, but that's kind of funny. We need translation, please read. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I did the linear rail mod for oh, nice. Yeah, I ran the V-wheels are 2014 belt linear rails, or so. I agree. So definitely not a lot of PLA. It's funny. It's the high-speed PLA is all the rave now. So we've got a tiniest coil of high-speed PLA. We've got a stylus, which is also hilarious. I did see that so they revised this printer very quickly. The first one launched without a screen whatsoever, and then they released a screen on it, which I think is Klipperscreen, and I think it's 3.5 inches. And so they include a stylus. I generally am pretty good with just tapping with my finger, but we'll see if we need the stylus. We've got our flush cutters. We've got our standard power supply and some hardware. Some assorted hardware. Took a couple calls, but they did that right out there. Talk to a real gymnastics coach, like good studios will evaluate them and decide what level they should go to. Huh. Chinese and broken English. Let's see. So panels are not installed, but we've got acrylic panels. Acrylic panels on the inside. Also, for anyone that watched last week, I did some more stuff to the Trident. All the panels are on it now. I went with the Annex clips and the what are they called? The tough handles. So I just need to do some more tuning. You'll probably see it actually, not this week's video, but next week's video. You're getting the new FL Sun S1. I believe so. I was told I am. But I was told I probably wouldn't be getting it till towards the end of December. So I have no tracking or information on it, but if I do, then we'll absolutely take a look at it. It's captive touch, if I got it correct, so it's the cheap touch screen. Gotcha. Let's see, let's just lift. Okay, I won't be able to lift this out from this height because I'm not that tall, but let me set this printer on the ground. Lift with my legs. And then let me lift it out. It's not that heavy, it's more just awkward. There we go. Okay. That worked out. Let me put this box over here. Jackson has awakened. I definitely hear a crying baby. Okay, here we go. Let's do a little side shot of it. It looks really rigid. No Hadouken, nope. TGE fan duct is made from PLA. Okay, so let's get the foam out. So it looks like it's a lot of like sheet metal, or pretty much all sheet metal. Yeah, it's adorable. It's let's see. So let's do a quick little, I guess, glance at some of the stuff before I even put the panels on it. Maybe, yeah, let's do all of the actual looking at what it is before we put panels on it, because it won't be very easy. Let me use my fingers to raise this. No? Why is the bed not moving? Is it stuck and I'm not seeing it? I don't know. Okay, we'll leave that, I guess, like that. I think they were saying the fan duct on the printer is PLA. Yeah, if that's the case, we'll definitely have to print it out of something not. I haven't changed my wheels over 2 to 3 years. They just need to be tightened so that you can turn them with your fingers a little force. Yeah, it's still, though, it's like one of those things. And again, I've used Enders with like thousands of hours on the original roller wheels. It's an added level of potential failure for whoever is getting into 3D printing. But yeah, okay, there must be zip ties that I'm not seeing. Oh no, there's bolts. They've got bolts in. Okay, let's actually look at this little instruction kit that it came with. Let's see. Step 1: remove the silver colored fixing screw from the Y-axis. Where? This makes it look like it's in the back right corner. Okay, so this is, gotcha. So they've got little screws. Let's see if I can bring you guys down. Yeah. I also misplaced one of the drivers I often use, which kind of sucks. So I might be using Allen keys for some of this. Okay, so there's a little block here to keep it from getting damaged in shipping that blocks the linear rail in. So that's out now. So hopefully, can we go front and back? Yeah, so now Y is unlocked. Hey, what's up, G-Funny? Hope you had a good Thanksgiving, man. Now it says remove the fixing from the X-axis, which is, at least they've got nice stickers for all this stuff, which, so let me bring you guys up. Boop. There we go. It is more aluminum profile rails which have 2 sharp edges that can damage the wheels if you over tighten them. I guess that makes sense. I mean, I know that a lot of the aluminum extrusions that are coming with the printers are certainly not high quality. Okay, try to peel off these stickers really quick. This feels like, I'm like looking at it, I'm like, it feels like a really good platform for modding. I don't know how it's gonna perform, but it feels like it has potential to be this kind of compact, rigid stylus. Is for the screen. I hope you did as well. Awesome. Yeah, it was just Aaron, myself, and Jack, and I cooked a 16-pound turkey. So we had turkey for like the following 3 days, which is fine. I mean, we don't have turkey very often, but yeah, it was a ton of food for us. Okay, now there says remove the silver-colored screws that are holding the Z-axis in place. So that makes sense as to why I couldn't couldn't raise or drop this. Can we see it from overhead? Yeah, you can see it. Let's see if I bring you guys. Boop. So it's not focusing all that well because it's down here, but there we go. There's two screws in the back. So I like that. I mean, spit a little bit. It's become a lot more common that these fully assembled or mostly fully assembled 3D printers are shipping with screws to keep the gantry or keep the different axes from shifting around during shipping, and that's nice to see. I thought it was crazy. Well, so Aaron works at Costco, and as part of like Costco's employee benefits, everybody gets a turkey. And so Aaron looked for the smallest turkey that they had, but it's Costco. So smallest turkey they have is not a small turkey. Let's see. Okay, so now we should be able to lift this. Maybe? Yeah, there we go. Get the foam out. Okay, let's see what else the instructions say. They say peel off the, okay, so yeah, now it's basically just the panels. So we've got everything out. Let's first take a look at the electronics, which appear to be on the underside. Panels aren't, like, you can already tell the panels aren't, they either were bent or they're just not the highest of quality. But if you look here, let me see. There's a little bit of a, like, it's not flush. There's a bit of a bend. Like on this side, so on this side, the outer portion sticks above the back panel, while on the other side, it's the opposite. The back panel sticks up higher than the side. So a little, I'm gonna use the word janky, a little janky there. Let's lift this on its head. Like this, let's go overhead. Bring you guys out a little bit. Is this on anything? Why are we teetered? It's probably just the screws. Okay. Are the belts off, or is it just the camera? I think it's no. So the belts are kind of funky. They don't go in a straight line. We'll show that in a moment here. It looks like I have to take off an absolutely ridiculous amount of screws. Do I have? I don't think I have a. Let's see, I might. This is definitely, one second. This is gonna be the time to use, I don't know where I put the, oh, there's the adapter. One second. John, I ordered this little adapter that you sent me the link to. Let's see if we've got the right size for this. Yeah, this is a lot of screws. Okay, the question now though is, do we have the right size, or did I misplace it? This looks like it could be it. I printed out this holder a long time ago, but it's, oh, there we go. I was lucky. Okay. Yeah, it definitely looks like it has a lot of potential for modding. So let's see. I don't know if I need to even take, yeah, it looks like I need to take all of these off. Hey, Steve. There's also a lot of space. It looks like a ton of space underneath here. Looks like it has a hardened steel nozzle too. I'm just looking, the hot end's looking at me. Like inductive probe. There's a toolhead board. It does come with panels. Yep. It comes with acrylic panels. Yeah, that is a beefy fan for the board. Probably, I mean, I'd go as far as saying that is the biggest fan I've ever seen, which is nice because hopefully that means it'll be a little bit quieter. Well, it looks like it got smashed. The back looks like it kind of did. The bottom looks okay to me. Did I miss this? I missed a screw. I couldn't see this one. There we go. Reviews I've seen, the bed was not rigid. It's possible. It's a cantilever style bed. Let me unplug really quick here. Hopefully I plug that back in the right spot. So yeah, beefy fan. Or not beefy, but like big. Yeah, I guess it is kind of a beefy fan. Board wise, what do we got here? We've got, so it's maker-based electronics. Let me bring you guys in closer. Nope, wrong way. Are there ferrules? Yes and no. So it looks like, one second. Let me move all these screws. I'm worried they are gonna fall off and I will never find them again. Okay, so it's called the Kingroon KP Cheetah V2.0. It's got a GD32F chip. We've got the super capacitors, which, if I'm not mistaken, these are used so that way if there's power that cuts out, it's able to still shut itself down without corrupting the image or the board. I'm almost positive. It looks kind of like the Cheetah board CB, but slightly different in my opinion. It appears to be, this looks like CAN bus. This looks like a 4-wire CAN bus, which is different than the Cheetah is using USB for their tool board, if I'm not mistaken. It's USB-C. 3 drivers, so yeah, there's the toolhead board. We've got a couple spare ports. So yeah, they're using ferrules for, this must be bed wires, but they're not using ferrules for the 24 volts coming from power supply to the actual connector itself. Hey BBs! Interesting board name, FISEC makes, I didn't even think about that. I've never used the Cheetah, but you're right. It is an interesting choice that they decided to name it Cheetah when there already is a Cheetah board out there. Jeremy, thank you very much for becoming a member. Cheers. Is there 2? Why does it show? It shows 2 Jeremy. Jeremy Parr became, huh. It shows that you became a member twice. I don't know why, but we're gonna go air horn, thank you. So, yeah, that's what we, there's a, yeah, so the MKS eMMC module, so it's using an eMMC instead of a micro SD card for the image. There's still a micro SD card slot. We've got Wi-Fi, so we've got I think that's the Wi-Fi board with a small antenna that is tucked underneath here. What is this? Oh, that's, okay, so this is, you guys can't really see that. There's a LED strip thing right here because the Kingroon KLP1 logo that's right here will light up when we turn it on, which you'll see in a second. And then it's got a, looks like a 300 watt, 24 volt power supply. And I don't know what company that is, not Meanwell. I can show you guys. There's the power supply. Kingroon makes a lot of interesting choices. I tend to agree. Second month, oh, interesting. Maybe that's why it showed it twice, like it forgot to do it last month. Thank you though, Jeremy. That's his second personality. Still breathing? Oh man, hopefully better than that. We're doing good. We're doing pretty dang good. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. I feel like after I got back from LBX, I was sort of behind on YouTube stuff and video work for Lightburn, and then my parents were here, and then Thanksgiving happened, and now it's, you know, this kind of lull for a couple weeks before Christmas time here. So good, but just kind of the calm before the next storm. This is also interesting. So this is the bed. So the motor is off to the side, and the motor is what you can tension the motor. This is a closed belt, so it's basically just a loop. and you've got these slots here, so that way if you need to, you can loosen it, pull the motor away from the idler. Well, I guess in this case it's not really an idler. It's a pulley with just a not attached to the motor. But that's how you basically apply your tension from down below. Let's see. Are these thin wires on the PSU also bare? Thin wires on the PSU? What? No, these all have either fork or fork or circuit ring connectors on them. So they look fine. These little guys are these tiny little wires that you're seeing right here for just for the LED in the front. So they're sufficient. So I guess it's just a 24-volt LED. Moving soon. Yes. So we were told that our move-in date will be somewhere between January 15th and February 15th. I plan on renting this place for an additional month. So like if they tell us we can move in, like let's say late January, I'm gonna rent this house through the end of February. So that way we can sort of transition things. I also want to paint the garage before we move because I do a fair bit of video work in the garage and they don't finish the drywall. So I'm going to be doing that and just a few other things. And when we moved from California out here, it was so stressful because it was like the whole place flooded. We had like a weekend to pack our things and leave the state, essentially. So yeah, I want to take a little bit more time and not do that. So yeah, anything else anyone wants to see down here? Let me know before, I don't know, I guess I probably will put the bottom panel back on. I'm also kind of curious to see where is, hey PF, thank you very much for the 5 gift memberships. I don't know, I didn't hear the notification. There we go, it just showed up. Thank you very much. BB's got one, Phil Morris got one, Jonathan and Keith got one. Thank you very much. I was looking for my little KB3D magnet screwdriver or hex driver, but I don't see it anywhere, which is interesting. What's the HDMI port on the board for? It's because I think this is a fairly generic, it's sort of a reworked or white labeled maker base board. I don't exactly know which one. It does kind of look like the MKS Skipper, but this one looks different compared to the rest. But I imagine this is probably a rock chip underneath here, which is what they use maker base for most of their on board or Klipper on board boards that they have. Let's see, it's a new house build. If so, good luck. Let me show you how to mine. Yes, it is a new build, the house. When we were looking around, that was by far the best deals because the builders were offering incentives for % off of mortgage and % off and dollars off the house. So it is. Only shed mine recently related to the back door and being actual steel, the water coming in. Interesting. Yeah, I paid for a pre-drywall inspection, like a third-party one, because I was told that was something that I should definitely do. And then also having third-party come in for the final inspection as well as the 11-month warranty up inspection. So I definitely plan on doing as much as I can. But yeah, now I'm curious if you plug in HDMI. So yeah, that's what's going on down here. So let's we'll leave the bottom off for now. I think that's okay. Hey, Andrew Rogers, thank you very much for the $10 for the Smurf FOMO fund. Yeah, I wish I text Steve because Steve from Steve Builds is over there. He got out there a few days early. Oh, this is interesting. This is definitely worth showing you guys. I didn't see this before, but yeah, more so than like 3D Printopia or Earth or Rocky Mountain. I have definitely FOMO for this one. I really wish I could have made the trip, but it just wasn't feasible. So this is interesting. That is the most connectivity I've ever seen on the side of a 3D printer. So you've got Ethernet as an option if you don't want to run over Wi-Fi, and then we've got a 2 standard USB and a USB 3.0. So this is convenient. I imagine there's probably an ADXL in the toolhead board, probably I don't know definitively, but if not, you've got USB, potentially webcam. You've got USB for your ADXL, and then I don't know what third USB, but still, like there's that's a lot of connection on the, oh, and then you've got, yeah, like a flash drive if you want to transfer files over or print off of a flash drive. So I like that. I don't know how I missed that initially. We've got also, this is what I was mentioning, the little Kingroon KLP1, which is their logo that lights up. That's what we saw, the two skinny wires that were wired directly to the power supply. So the annoying thing about that is that this is going to be always on. I have no idea how bright it is, and it probably won't bug me as someone that has, you know, RGB fans on their desktop. It probably won't bug me, but that could bug you. Again, I'm sure you could wire this somewhere onto the board or figure out a way to make it controllable via firmware, but as of right now, it's just hardwired into the power supply. I was busy coughing. Oh no, are you sick? Are you sick, alien? Where's the Wi-Fi port? Then we've got our little screen right here, which I think Nampin said was, what did you say? What kind of screen was it? It was a capacitive screen? So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, the other things I think we should check out really quickly is the bed. Someone said bed's not real rigid. Let's see if we can lift this up. If not, we'll lift it up once it's actually powered on. But let me see if I can lift it a little. I'm curious how the touchscreen inside the enclosure will be. That's a good point. That's kind of weird that the touchscreen's inside the enclosure. I didn't actually think of it. I mean, to be fair, oh no, that is kind of annoying. Like, what if you preheat for ABS and you want to do something, now you got to open the enclosure and let some of the air out. That's interesting. Okay, so again, this is a cantilever style bed. It's only supported on this side. We've got two fairly beefy linear rods. Do I have? My stinking calipers are always around when I don't need them. And the second I'm like, hey, I need to measure something, where they run away. Let me see if they're on my desk, because we should measure the thickness of the bed and these rods. Yeah, Ender 5 style bed. It does look like it's reinforced though. Like they've got this metal bracket running underneath. It doesn't feel, that doesn't feel that bad to me. Like first glance. So let's see, these rods are, so these are 12 millimeter rods. So there's two 12 millimeter rods. And then the bed does look skinny. The bed looks kind of like the standard Ender PCB style heater, which, I mean, isn't that big of a deal per se. I mean, the bamboo printers are also using really skinny beds, as are like the K1s, and the reinforcement they have underneath them does help keep them fairly flat. So bed with magnet is 4.6. I'm gonna say it's like a 3 millimeter. Yeah, it's roughly a 3 millimeter bed. Yeah, it's 3 millimeter, zombie. So the bed wires route from right here through this, which is probably okay. It doesn't feel super sharp, but I kind of wish they had put a gasket. I wish they'd put some kind of a gasket or rubber ring around it, just so that way it didn't rub on this. But I think it's probably fine. Again, it's not super sharp. It's not like on the second, the sheet metal that they cut was really sharp, so I printed out some. But yeah, so like just pushing down on it. Let's go. I'm just applying force back here. Pretty good force, and it's not moving. Let's go further out, further out. I'm starting to see some movement. And then as I go out here, it's starting to move. But again, like this is a fair bit of force, and in normal 3D printing circumstances, there really shouldn't be this downward force being applied to it. So I'm not entirely convinced this is going to be problematic yet. We'll see. Yeah. It's not as bad as it could be. I've definitely seen cantilever beds that have a lot more play than that. So we'll see. Again, how is that going to translate once it's actually printing? I don't know. But I don't find it to be concerning right now. And then bed is magnetic powder-coated PEI. It's dual-sided powder-coated on both sides. Magnet's okay. It's not... I've seen worse, but it's definitely not the strongest magnet. My concern's going to be if you're printing ABS with this thing, how is the magnet going to hold up? But it's not the end of the world to swap out, but certainly something to see. The bed doesn't move when you print. Yeah. No alignment tab for the bed, which is kind of annoying. I mean, I get that it's not quite a standard yet, but I wish it would be. I really... So the plus side about not having alignment tabs in some instances is that the beds are more universal because they're rectangular, don't have some sort of like weird cutouts. But the nice thing about it is being able to just quickly throw the plate in and not have to worry that you didn't align it properly. So I think I would rather have a slightly notched bed and have alignment tabs than not. It's definitely convenient. So, what else? Let's check out the toolhead, and then we're basically just gonna power this up. Let me keep track of the time here. So we're 37 minutes in, not too bad. So someone asked about the belts, and the belts are kind of funky. So they're curved, like, oh, I unplugged something. Or maybe I didn't, but the HDMI certainly came... Something unplugged. Yeah. Power. I ripped it out of the wall. Okay, it's powering back on. Hold on a second. We do every couple streams. just I do it for the engagement. That's okay. So checking out, man, how the hell am I gonna show you guys the belts? Move this forward, maybe. There we go. So yeah, the belts you can see they are not. They're at an angle. So this belt's going downward, which is really odd. Or maybe it's not going downward, but it's certainly going inward. Yeah, I think the belt, it's messing with my mind. Okay, so I don't think that the belts, I believe it's just the way it looks. So, all right, let me show this. I'm gonna show with my arms. So it doesn't look like the belt's doing this, but it does look like the belt is going in at an angle, like left to right. So it's not vertically going down as it's traveling, but it is horizontally moving in at an angle. And because of how sharp of an angle it is in this point, from here to here, it looks like it's going downwards. Yeah, I think the belts are right for how they have this set up, but it certainly messes with your mind. Like looking at it from almost every angle, except for when you get flush with it, it looks like they're not parallel to each other, but they are parallel to each other. They're just not stacked, which is definitely not as common. I'm trying to think, have I seen that before? I feel like I've seen that before. I just don't know where I've seen that before. It's actually not that odd. It's not an original belt path, just not used very much. Yeah, I know, I've seen it before. Belts are always wrong, linear, magnetic rails, right. Yeah. So, I've seen it too. I'm trying to think on what printers I've seen it on, and I can't think of it right now, but if someone remembers, let me know. Okay, so let's also take the cover off of the tool head so we can take a quick look at that, and then we'll power this on. And I don't think I'll put the panels on yet. We'll print with PLA at least first. Sen wants to see the fan shroud melt, so we'll maybe put it on after and see how it does with some ABS. Okay, where is my driver? I feel like I'm going over all the things that would be interesting, but again, if there is something specifically someone wants to see, just let me know. We can take, how? I don't understand. I haven't left this little area yet. The driver, did I move it over here? Is it underneath the printer? It's almost impressive how every single time I misplace the driver. Okay, well, we're down to Allen keys now. Let's use these. Solid core has that belt. I don't know the solid core. Of course, that's one of the first versions that comes up. Okay, I think this is the driver that we need. Yeah. Is it 50-15 fan for part cooling? I don't know. It looks like it's a singular. So this I believe is this might be part cooling fan because it's the bigger one. We'll take a look in a second. I can't tell if it's a 50-15, but it's a pretty good size fan. This must be the worst squirrel moment I've seen. What do you mean? How so? Top 5 maybe. Is anybody here going to Smurf? I know that some people that watch are in the UK. It's the simplest CoreXY setup with minimal idlers. You had the tool like 10 seconds. Yeah, No! No! Hold on. A screw fell. It's just a standard. It's just a standard little M3. Great. Oh, is that it? I think I found it. Yeah, I found it. And I found another screw. Okay, is that it? Is there just 2? Or is there, nope, there's 2 more on the other side. Okay, I'm just gonna take these off really quickly because trying to show me unscrewing things on camera, making it take longer than it needs to be. Did you put it down when you went to get your calipers? I don't see it over there. What I need is drivers that have like a speaker in them, and from my computer I can press a button and the driver makes a sound like here, and then I can locate it. That's what I need is drivers that make a sound. It's too bad that they don't have like some kind of mini AirTag like that. Hey, Booty. This is one of the last channels you used YouTube for? Is that what you're saying? Okay, let's see. What? Oh, is it? What are we hooked? Oh, there's another. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, so yeah, that definitely looks like a 50-15. There is very likely the PLA. I don't know that it's PLA, but according to Sem, it's PLA. So if that's the case, we will certainly melt that and reprint it in something better. Yeah, I don't know. We've got our connector, which is got a bunch of glue on it, which seems highly unnecessary for this kind of connector. But let's see what else we got. So we've got, yeah, they require too many privileges to show me video, but only if I log. Oh, gotcha. Well, thank you I appreciate you stopping by. You can put them on a leash. I've been joking with Aaron about that with Jackson because he just, like, we've set up a barricade in the living room for Jack, using everything from like couch pieces to big containers of things, and it's getting complicated. And so I'm like, it'd be easier if I just like put like a leash on Jack or something. I'm not going to, but okay. So here's our board, which is very nicely glued together. Can you guys see? Nope. Damn it. This is such an awkward angle. Hold on, let me drop you guys down a little bit lower. There we go. So yeah, it is CAN bus. It's a CAN bus board. We've got glue holding the port in place. What do we got else? We've got fan connection. We've got a connector for our probe. We've got our stepper wires, we've got thermistor, we've got heater, and we've got a spare port, which says MT det, which I'm sure material detection is likely what that is. And then there's a few spare pins over here, and then our boot and reset pins on the board. So just a small little CAN bus board. It's got little standoffs, little brass standoffs. Inductive, yes, yeah, just an inductive probe. It looks like not. I doubt it. It's not like Super Pinda style. It's probably just. I doubt this. So this is probably going to be an issue. We'll see, but I have a feeling this is going to be an issue with this thing being enclosed and printing printing ABS, I have a feeling there's going to be some like thermal drift when the chamber gets kind of hot. So I don't know. I'm sure it wouldn't be hard to find some kind of bolt on here and rework this tool head to where you can install Clicky, especially because it's running Klipper, which I think I mentioned. If not, it's running Klipper. But yeah, that's potentially going to be an issue. You should get one of those pop-up tents with the crawl tube. Oh, that sounds fun. Yeah, Jack really likes being like under things, so I'm looking forward to making some pillow forts and stuff like that. Just put a BL Touch on it. I'm not a big BL Touch guy. We're gonna be doing BL Touch on the snake oil XY Kingroon conversion, because that's what the toolhead has designed for it. But I'm just not a big BL Touch person. Yeah, clicky solid. So the hot end, it looks like it has a fairly small melt zone. So it's like everything. This has become the new standard, the ceramic or the ring heater. And it looks like, I don't know if that's hardened steel actually. The nozzle, it looked like it was hardened steel initially, but I think it might be copper. It looks like a plated copper to me. No, this isn't a bamboo. Wait, you mean the whole printer or this hot end? This hot end's not very, it's quite different. Off topic, does the Goliath not come with long hot end mounting screws? I don't know, Zombie, because since it came with a kit for the VZBot, it didn't come with like the things. There was a few things throughout the build where like, oh, it should have had that. It was in the box with it, but because they took things out of the box at factory to sort of put them into this box, I don't know what difference it would be versus buying just a retail Goliath as a standalone. Yeah, I do have the micro probe, and I am curious about testing that out. So, but yeah, there's the hot end, and it's clearly a direct drive extruder, and you can see. I'll show you guys the gears. It's dual gear. Let's look at my little sock. I kind of like. I mean, the tool head I don't dislike. It's kind of nice. This little compact setup here, and you can see the gears. It almost looks like BMG gears. It very much so looks like BMG gears. Let's see. I don't know if I'll be able to show you guys this very well, but I will do my best. There we go. Let's see. So yeah, it looks. Can you guys see that? It's not really focused. There we go. Yeah, so it's dual gear. It looks very much so like BMG gears. Also doesn't look hardened. It doesn't look like hardened gears. But it could be. It could be a coating. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, looks very much so like BMG style setup. And then we've got a, it looks like a, what is this? A 30 mil or 25 millimeter hot end fan on the side. Print some PLA carbon fiber. Yes. Or we can do ABS carbon fiber and melt the fan shroud and and completely wear down our gears. John, I gotta go to the office. Hey, hope the rest of your workday goes smoothly. Thanks for stopping by, John. Okay, so let's throw this back on. Let's then power this up and let's actually print something. I don't know how. The thing I don't like, if I'm gonna complain about something, is the wires are just kind of like thrown in here. So you have this really long wire and you kind of just like tuck it back here. It doesn't really have a specific spot. It's just kind of loose back here. And I mean, it's probably a small complaint that won't affect anything, but it just kind of feels like it should have a set spot. So, okay, let's put these 4 screws back in and then we will turn on this printer. Are you putting panels on? I'm not going to put panels on for the first print. Oh, see, look at that. The plug is sticking out the top now. That can't be right. Let me 1 second here. There's not a spot for it, so you kind of just have to tuck it back there. Is there a profile? I don't know. I haven't looked into profiles. I'm hoping Orca Slicer has one. Orca's been pretty good at adding most modern Klipper printers, and this is that. So let me see if I can just tuck this guy like here maybe. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah, so panels, I wish my face would... we can put panels on after, but yeah, for the first print, I think it'll be easier to see it. And we're just gonna do PLA for starter, so yeah, we'll start without the panels on. Plus the panels look like it's a ton of screws, and I don't want you guys to... I wanna do something before we watch Screw Simulator. Come on. Is that going in straight? I can't even tell. Let me try to get the other ones on. Well, yeah, it's like sometimes sometimes we've done streams and it's like, oh wow, I forgot I had to do heat inserts, and there's so many of them. So it's just, you know, 30 minutes of watching me put in heat inserts. Why are these screws... This is not... Okay, these screws kind of suck. You're screwing into sheet metal. I can't tell. It kind of looks like they just tapped the sheet metal. And so, knowing my luck, I'll probably strip this pretty soon. I don't doubt that. I also wish I had proper drivers. Yeah, this sucks. Let me see. Hold on. Let's do a quick look around for that driver, because this is rough. Okay, so it's not inside the printer. That's a good place to always check. We checked underneath the printer. It's also not underneath the printer. Leave it on keys, no. Then we've got instructions. We've got panels. We've got a power cable. We've got a little bit of high-speed PLA. I found it. Okay, so I put the caliper box on top of it. Okay, let's try this. Just practice my screwing skills. Yeah, thanks. All right, let's see why. Okay, yeah, it just doesn't align. So I think it's annoying. I think the issue is that damn plug. The plug that is inside here that is sort of move you guys back a little bit. I think the fan plug is putting pressure on this cover. Awkward. It goes over. I'm like wondering if I should just have it stick out the top. It's janky looking, but is the linear rail supported? Yes. Yeah, the linear rail is supported. Not by a whole lot, but yeah, it is supported. It's not just the linear rail. Okay, so let's see if I can get one on each side. If I get one on each side, I'll at least know that it's aligned. And it looks much better this time. So the key thing, except for this wire that's sticking out down here, I really don't like that there's not a better... There we go. Maybe. Yeah, I think that this, I think that if I took this thing apart maybe 2 more times, I would strip the threads. Jeez, come on. If it didn't already strip it. All right, that one's not going in. we're getting it kind of in. I'll worry about this. I'll worry about this later. Let's get at least the bottom ones in. Get the top one partially in. Because of this bar right here too, I don't know, you probably can't see it from the angle. Let me go overhead. And how deep it's tough, like you can't get the driver straight in line with it, so it's pretty awkward, the placement of these screws. There we go. One's being... What? I haven't breaking anything. The model is not on Orca. Perfect. Excellent. Excellent news, Lisa. All right, well, we'll figure out something. There's a picture of Kira in their little booklet, so at least it has Kira, even though I don't really use Kira anymore. Okay, so we're good, I believe. Let me make sure there's nothing in this bag. We've got little wrenches, we've got a spare nozzle, that's nice. M46, bunch of little M3 6mm screws for the panels. What's this? They give us some spare parts. I don't know what these spare parts are. They're twofold for me. They're a nice gesture, but it also always makes me wonder, like, is this going to be something that you know is going to fail quickly and that's why you're providing a spare? Does anyone else think that way? Or is it just me? Is Bamboo Studio or Orca Slicer the better slicer? So what the heck is this? Okay, this must be this is door hardware then. That's what it's got to be. Yeah, so I use Orca primarily because typically anything that makes its way into Bamboo usually makes its way into Orca, and kind of vice versa. But I feel like Bamboo doesn't have as many printer profiles as Orca does, and Orca is just, I like using Orca because I think the project's cool and I want to use it so that way it gets some screen time and gets supported. But they're both, I mean, you could be in one or the other, and for the most part, other than certain things, they're real similar because Orca is a Fork Capricia slicer. Okay, so top lid handle, and then front door handle is what those were. All right, we've got a flash drive or a micro SD card. Yeah, full-size flash drive. Nice. That makes sense. We have a full-size port. We've got a little spool. Oh, let's do this. Let's at least put our spool holder on the back, because that's what every manufacturer is doing nowadays, is putting these on the back. This is a really narrow, this is a very narrow spool holder. I'm curious to see if even like a standard Polymaker spool will fit. Yeah, I don't like the spool holders on the back at all. Hey, Rise. I can't seem to get used to Orca slicers, so I still use Super Slicer. I hope it gets an update soon. I heard somebody told me, probably in one of these streams, that they are the person that... Why is this not fitting? Okay, maybe that's not the right size hardware. Someone told me that the guy that is a developer for Super Slicer, who took a pretty long break from it, is back and is working on it. I don't know if that's entirely true, but that's what someone told me. Okay, so these M3 6. Huh, okay, so it's these little guys. Hey, what's going on, Tomcat? Not a whole lot. We've just been taking apart this printer. Nothing too crazy. I think my least favorite part about it so far is the tool head. It's using an inductive probe, which I imagine will probably be an issue if you're printing with higher temp materials. I just have a feeling it's going to drift. What is going on here? And someone pointed out, I think it was John, that the screen is inside of the enclosure, which is bizarre. Especially, I mean, it's not, if you're just printing PLA, then it's not that big of a deal, but like, if you were printing ABS or something high temp and you preheated it, and the last thing you need to do, like, again, you can totally use, it's running Klipper, so you can totally use the browser, but, like, let's say you want to print locally, you have to open the front door, let some of that hot air out to hit go. Like, it's just kind of interesting decision. So, okay, so that's on there. I'm curious, let's just grab a spool of Polymaker and see if it'll fit on here. Okay, I mean, it does. I mean, barely, like, we barely, but hey. I'm also not entirely convinced that a spool wouldn't just wiggle off of this, but we'll see. Okay, let's power this on. We've sort of dragged around enough. This goes... Okay, so you just feed the filament through... There's a filament runout sensor too, so you feed filament through here, then it goes into the reverse Bowden. And then on this side, we just need to plug the Bowden tube into our tool head. Like that. Okay. Is this stamped sheet metal? It is a... It does appear to be stamped sheet metal, yes. Which I don't mind. Like, if it's affordable, like... Initial impressions of this thing is that it's pretty... kind of bare bones in a sense, but... I don't know that I dislike that, especially, again, the price they're going for is like $375, which it seems fair from a hardware perspective what you're getting for $375. Although, I will say that with a lot of Bamboo stuff, it's like, man, how did they get the price down so low? Okay, let's power this on and see what happens. Okay, 3, 2, and blast off. Got our mean green. That's not too annoying. I mean, I don't think it's terribly bright. Did you check the voltage? I did not check the voltage, Nappin. As I hit the switch, I thought of that myself. I did not check the voltage. Luckily, if it's at 220, it won't damage anything. It just won't heat up. It won't heat up properly. Yeah, I do think that a can you start? Hey John, yeah, let's start over right away. Yeah, I do think. I mean, I've played around more so with the K1 Max now than the K1, but I do think that feels like a more polished machine than this off initial impressions. Okay, so we've got cute little Klipper screen, and not in English. Does anyone know how to quickly change this? I don't. Just gears. Info? Nope. Settings? Ah, there we go. There we go. Okay, fixed it. So, I definitely see why they included the... Oh, right, you didn't get the same magic smoke. Yeah. So, nice looks like... Yeah, so the issue with this screen is that it's definitely like the... It's a very cheapo screen. What is this kind of screen called? It's not capacitive. It's... Looks like the stylus might be necessary. Yeah, it's definitely a cheapo screen. I kind of wish they had just... Resistive? Is it resistive? Is that what it is? Okay, yeah, it's a resistive screen. That's what it is. So yeah, it comes with this little stylus, which is definitely easier to use than your finger. But you can use your finger if you're obstinate. I wish they hadn't gone with the screen, man. Like, I know that they added the screen after. Like, they launched this thing and then they didn't put it on the shelves yet. They were just kind of advertising it. And if you look at, I think if you go back and find the initial launch video, there's no screen. So it was definitely an afterthought. It's definitely an afterthought, but I wish they had gone with a slightly better screen. I would have been happy to pay just a teeny tiny bit more. So, calibration, bed mesh, calibrate. You guys leaving? What's that? You want to show them off really quick? All right, Aaron and Jack are taking off. We're gonna take a look at them really quick. One second. Changing the music. I like this song.
Pretty warm in here?
Pretty warm in here, but it's all right. Not. Oh, what's up, Jack?
I'm matching.
I know. I see that.
I might get the camera.
All right. Look at bub. It's a baby screen for a baby. Oh. Hold on. We'll let Jack say hi really quick. He's taking off. Hi. Can you say hi? Hello. What do you think? Huh? What do you think, dude? He likes watching the printers. Ah, that's a camera, bub. Yeah, he's getting really big. When's his next doctor's appointment is on 18th. Yeah, that's his 9-month. Okay, yeah, he has his 9-month checkup in a couple of weeks here. Say hi to Mama Bot. I will when she comes back in. I'm gonna go. I think go get some groceries or something. I don't know where they're going. Is it doing a 5x5 mesh? That's what it looks like. Hey, what's up, Runer? Is his first word going to be Voron? No, his first word's already Mama, huh? I've been trying to get him to say Dada for a while, but so far, no marbles. Tripod, so it's a combination of the tripod is crooked, but it's also a wide angle lens because I don't have a lot of depth in this room. And so it allows me to show, it's like, it's not quite fisheye, but it gets a little bit of that distortion. So it's as zoomed out as possible. So this is as wide as this lens will go. For what it's worth, Kingroon makes a nice reverse Bowden. That's funny. He's almost as big as me. Not quite. He's getting there. Is the screen screwed in? What? The hot end looks like it's as big as the bed. There's a pretty big 50-15 in there, and then another decent sized fan. I'll take Jack back. Yeah. Napin says hi to Mama Bot. Hi. You want to show him on the fair? Aaron wants to show it. Hold on. Careful, there's a lot of foam on the ground.
Yeah.
They did pack it pretty well.
Okay.
Okay, I love you guys.
Love you.
See you in a little bit. Wish us luck. Nah. No.
No?
The dogs are just nothing.
Okay, the front doors are closed.
Okay.
Yeah, look somewhere out.
Okay. Baby self printers. What? Love you too. This is a pretty slow mesh we got going on here. Hey, Swaham. Are you still in Florida? Maybe it might be able to be moved outside. Oh, you're saying is this? Yeah, the screen is on the inside. Yeah, I get what you're saying now. Yes, it's on the inside. So I don't have the panels on, but once the panels are on, I imagine it's going to, like, where's the front door? There's not any way. Oh, Let's take a quick look at this. I tried to find an HDMI screen that's 3.5 inch that's not resistive, and it seems it's the only option. Oh, really? Yeah, I guess you could external mount something though. They have a ton of screws. I'll show you guys. There's a ton of screws in the top panel here. So you could totally take like these 2 screws and build a mount based off of it and just have a bigger 5-inch screen on the outside of it. So that's an option. And you could still do that with this. And then just, I don't know, do something else with that spot or just leave it. So, oh, it totally covers it. I was thinking that maybe it was going like this, and so I was going to go over the screen a little bit. But no. Like, they took it a step further and doubled down, and like it completely covers the screen like that. So, yeah. I don't see myself using this screen very often. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's more there as I think more of a placeholder at this point. Are you working on ERCF? No. I'm not. I was printing out stuff for like what is kind of like the non-official ERCF v2, but then I saw a conversation about ERCF v2 being worked on, and I'm like, I kind of want to wait for the official v2 to come out. I have no idea when that is or anything like that, but save configuration, yes. Did it revert back? No, it didn't. Okay, I'm gonna really quickly put it on the network. I'm gonna need the stylus for this, I think. Let me put you guys up right here. At least they have an HDMI. Yeah, totally. There's an HDMI port, and so if you wanted to, you can definitely do like a 5-inch Big Tree Tech screen. Absolutely. Yeah, you certainly can. So, what is going on here? Yeah, typing. Wow, typing in your credentials on this is. You definitely need a stylus. I would be really frustrated. 1 second. I'd be very frustrated trying to do this with my nail. Save. Wait a minute. Why is it trying to connect to the wrong... I don't want to go as far as saying I almost wish they didn't go with the screen, but I almost wish they didn't go with the screen. If this screen cost them $20 on the price tag, I would rather them, I think, just not have included it and designed like an official mount for it. Like, you know, that would have been kind of cool if they designed an official mount for it. So that way you're like, yeah, if I want a screen, you can just buy and put it on. Starting Wi-Fi, cool. Connected. Why does it say it's connected over Ethernet? It's definitely not connected over Ethernet. That's weird. Let me look and see if I see it on... Hey, Swim! Thank you for 5 months. Let's do air horn. Back in Sweden, waiting... Ooh, nice! That's exciting. Okay, let's see if I see it on my network really quick here. Because I definitely don't want to navigate it through... I don't want to navigate it through this screen anymore. Okay, I see. Hopefully this is it. It says MKS Pi, and it's 113. Let's see. I haven't checked. What are we at? We have 213 viewers. That is awesome. Hey, if you have not hit the like button, hit the like button. We're at 74 likes and 213 viewers. Also, we will be opening up our Polymaker giveaway in 15 minutes, so stay tuned for that. All right, 192.168.160 points. Is it 113? Nice Fluid. We've gotten more hands-on time with Fluid lately. It's come standard on a few builds lately. Where Where's settings? Oh, here we go. No. There we go. Awesome. Okay, let's do a few other things here. So let's go under tune, default, load profile. Okay, so this is what we just ran. So this is our bed. What is our deviation? Ooh, 1.455 deviation sounds pretty bad. That does not look good considering this is a really small bed. Is there any way to adjust the mounting on this? Sure doesn't look like it. It looks like it's mostly along our y-axis, so front to back is how it's kinked. I wonder if I loosen kind of the screws where it attaches. I like checking the history to see what was tested. That's a good point. Make sure it's not a gantry issue. Yeah, I know. I don't think it's a gantry issue. I'm tempted to run just like a two-layer square across the entire bed to see how good of a job the mesh correction does or doesn't do. Maybe just hit it, yes. Weird question, having pre-ordered the Rev C of the switch wire. Why is there no switch wire profile on Orca with other boards? Is there not a switch wire profile? Interesting. I must be using Super Slicer then for the switch wire. SSH and check previous commands. MKS has some interesting ones. So they've only done a couple, looks like 2 failed benchies and 2 completed benchies. Let's just get a print going on this. What does the Z offset macro do? Okay, so we can do a Z offset. Let's do that really quick. Bed looks tilted. The whole camera looks tilted. Wait. There we go. I don't think you'd be able to see a 1mm deviation. Okay, let's just drop this down. There you go. That feels pretty good. We might need to baby step it down once the print starts, but I really just want to get a print going. Okay, let's load up some PLA. See if I've still got that Polymaker. Not a single talk about food. All right, so we'll talk about food really quick while I find this. Aaron's been last couple of nights here been like, oh, I really want something sweet, which is funny because probably like we've been together for 8 years now, and prior to her getting pregnant with Jackson, she never really was a sweets person. Like that's my jam. She usually likes spicy and salty. But one of her pregnancy cravings was definitely sweets, and it didn't leave after Jack showed up. And so the last couple nights she's been saying, oh, I really want something sweet. Let me preheat the hot end. And so last night she texted me when she got off work and asked if I wanted Oreos or these like Reese's peanut butter animal cracker things, and I said Oreos, and she said, really? And came home with both. And the reason why was because I didn't know if it sounded good to have Reese's peanut butter cups with like animal cracker stuff on them, but it ended up being the most delicious thing ever. And so the point of this story is, if you live near Costco or you shop at Costco and you pass by a bag that says Reese's peanut butter animal crackers, to purchase them because they are absolutely delicious. That is the point of this story. So this is kind of interesting. I'm not going to show it, but the filament runout sensor that's bolted on the back adds a fair bit of drag to the filament. Will it be problematic? I can't say that yet. Oh, and like I said, the spool holder wants to fall off as well. Spool holder wants to fall off. What the heck is going on with this thing? I really don't like the way this feeds in the back. Hey, what's up, 760? Long time no see, man. Sounds like you need a Cocoa Press. Yeah. Okay, so let's do two last things here before we actually print. Attempt to pull this. Is there a retention clip? Why is this not coming out? There we go. Okay, so things we need to do is to drop down the bed. Let's drop it down. Well, first, I guess let's home everything so we can drop it down. I need to wipe down the bed with IPA because from factory there's usually oils or greases on it. If we don't, it probably won't stick very well. And then I also... That's it. That's all I got. I will Reese's Pieces anything. Oh, your first yeah. I've done... There was a while where I wasn't actually... Let's see, we want... Yeah. There was a while where I wasn't actually cleaning beds after building them. And for the most part, I was okay. But there was one time I wasn't. And ever since then, I'm like, yeah, you should just do it. Why even chance it? So I'm going to get IPA here. Get a napkin. Anybody that was following the 100 printer build, do you guys see the high-speed version of it? Since we haven't done a Rook build, and the 100 uses a lot of printed frame stuff, really tempted to build one at some point here. I always clean my bed with soap and warm water, the first one. It's not a bad idea. That is absolutely... If we had adhesion issues, that would be my next step. But yeah, usually with powder-coated PEI, isopropyl does a good job of sort of maintaining the bed, but there usually becomes a point where it's just been too many prints, and then I do the same thing. I take it to the sink, put a drop of like Dawn dish soap on it, wipe it down with my hands actually, just lukewarm water, and then some paper towels, and that pretty much always gets it back to a good place. Okay, so let's now heat up the bed. I'm just gonna preheat the bed. 60 degrees. And extruder. Extruder's already heated. Cool, so let's get the filament. Okay. Print a V0. Anyone get BF printers? I picked up 2 entry level. What are BF printers? I just use the dishwasher. I've never dishwashed a printer, but hey, if it works. All right, let's extrude. Let's do a little bit faster. We're gonna extrude 10 millimeters a second. Wow, that is... Cool, it's extruding. Let's try to do another 40. Extrude. You can use all those stock Ender parts you have laying around. I don't have very much, to be perfectly honest with you. I've got 2 Ender 3/3 variants in the garage. One's an Ender 3 Pro, and it's It's I think it's running the Kevin aka Sam belted Z mod and the Micro Swiss NG with Clack Ender. And then I have another Ender 3 V2 in the garage that's running the Micro Swiss Revo NG. We're gonna take apart the Kevin aka Sam one and use that to build an Ender wire. Soon here, Cyborg's sending over the Ender wire parts, and I'm gonna print out the kit. And the other one's potentially gonna go towards an Ender 3 NG at some point. It still says it's in beta, although it's been in beta for, I think I saw since June, the current release, so it looks fairly stable, but I'm gonna wait a little bit longer just to see if it comes out of beta status. Okay, we're just gonna print, let's see what's already on here. We've got jobs, G-code preview. So we've got a few, we have Benchy Violent. So we have Benchy Standard, that's 30 minutes. Benchy Fast, that's 20 minutes and 24 seconds. And Benchy Violent, that's 19 minutes and 39 seconds. Let's go with Violent. All in favor? Let's just see what this thing can do. So we'll get this going, and then I will open the giveaway as soon as it starts printing, and we make sure the first layer is going down. Yeah, we're going Violent. Let's see. Denatured alcohol or soap and water. I do use glue stick industrial version occasional for additional adhesion if needed. I don't. Yeah, since I've gone powder coated PEI, it works great for most things. For nylons, I will use some glue stick if I'm using powder coated PEI. Garolite works fantastic as well for nylons. Raise you guys up a little. Okay, it's extruding. My nozzle height looks pretty good. I can't actually see anything. It's a pretty beefy tool head. Like the width of it is pretty large. Might be a little close to the bed. I honestly can't really tell. Yeah, a little close to the bed, but that's all right. We'll let it ride out. It's not gonna damage it. Okay, fan's kicking on. Definitely boogieing. Curious to see what are the default. Once we get the giveaway live in a second here, we'll take a look at the config and see what they've got things set as. It's loud. I will tell you. I don't know how this noise cancellation on the mic does a pretty good job, but it's loud. It's definitely loud. It's definitely boogieing. Seeing the toolhead, hope this printer never encounters a warped part. Oh, you mean because of how low? Because of how low everything is, or? I finally got the Mirror 7 on the stand, and it is in a final resting. Nice. Remote blinds. Just need to install remote blinds. What are remote blinds? I think in the garage when we move, we're gonna actually. Aaron says I'm not allowed to do it myself, so I'm probably gonna call an HVAC guy out to install like a dryer exhaust through the garage. That way I can hook up an inline fan to it for exhausting out smoke and stuff like that. That sounds like it's skipping. It doesn't look like it's skipping. Let me bring y'all closer. It doesn't look like it's skipping. It actually looks really good. Like it looks very good. Yeah, I think that this does look like there is some ringing. Is there? I can't. Maybe. It's rattling like hell. I mean, it's also running gyroid, which gyroid is pretty aggressive at high speeds. So it's getting its wiggle on, that's for sure. But yeah, I think I stand by what I said already earlier, that I don't like. There's clearly like the screen is silly, and I think the toolhead could use probably a bit of work. But I think this has the potential to be a pretty solid base platform. Really, if you just slapped a different toolhead on it that was maybe a little bit nicer, not so wide. The only issue you have though is height. So because there's not a lot of height, let me show you guys this. You don't have a lot of height from the top of this rail to the top panel here. And so you can't have, so you kind of have to work with width versus height. Unless you could very much so just extend this. You can create a, you know, some kind of an acrylic top hat for it if you wanted to. And then that would give you the additional height, which might be the way to go. Okay, let me go ahead and open up the giveaway. Give me 1 second. Where's the giveaway form? Here we go. Yeah, the cables and tube will absolutely rub. That's been the problem with my VZBot. My top panel is scratched to hell. There's a top hat mod for it that when I make a video on it, I'm going to highly recommend for anyone building a 235. Okay, so the link is in chat. I'm going to pin it in a second here. I need someone to type in chat so I can do that. It's direct drive. It has, we looked at the gears briefly, but the gears look kind of like a BMG. Hey, what's up, Mitch? This is our very first print on this, so it's hard to say what this is. It's compact. It feels fairly rigid. It's mostly sheet metal. I think it's like entirely sheet metal, really. Maybe okay. The exception to that is that the bed is reinforced. The bed has probably, what is it, 5 or 6 mil aluminum bar on top and bottom to reinforce it. And then pretty thick linear rails, not linear rails, linear rods for the Z-axis. It's running CAN bus, it's running Klipper. I mean, this is a pretty, considering this thing doesn't have like a auxiliary fan on the side or any kind of additional cooling other than the 150-15, the cooling is looking pretty good. I imagine if we put the panels on this and reprinted it, the Benchy might look a little bit worse, because it just won't have so much airflow. Oh, where's the giveaway link? Okay, giveaway link is officially pinned. It's officially pinned. So we're going to give away a spool of Polymaker filament anywhere in the world, and you don't have to be present, but we'd like for you to hang out. What are we at likewise? 106 likes, nice. 233 viewers. If you have not hit the like button, please do. Let's get to 150 before we do the drawing in half an hour. Okay, really quickly here. Let's also take a look at the config. So max Excel is set to 20K. I don't know that I've even seen that in any of the... I heard it wasn't using CAN to connect with something similar. It looks like CAN to me, Zombie. It's 4 wires, the same standard CAN plug. Let's see, if we go... Or does it have an include? Include MKS THR. It's probably... This is probably the board, so let's see... It is, so yeah, you're right. It's not CAN. So they're using CAN style connectors. So the four plug that we're used to seeing for CAN, but it's a USB connection. So yeah, you're right. Hey, what's up, Maple? Hey, Shiva. I just had 3 slices left of a pizza. Now I'm good for the evening. Nice. Hey, Christy. I was wrong. It's not CAN bus. It looks like a CAN bus toolhead board though. Like if you go back on the stream, or I can show it later maybe, but it's got the exact same sort of connection as it. How fast is it printing? According to this, we are printing at anywhere between, on the low end, 40. 40 must be the quick outer wall short segment, but on average between 250 to, looks like on average 250 to 300 millimeters a second. I did see it peak at 400, 500. Acceleration is going between 20K, 6K, and 7K, and 8. So 20K must be for the infill. 6K must be for the outer wall. It's boogieing. I mean, it's definitely boogieing. Yeah, definitely some weird design choices. I think part of it honestly came down to price, and also this is their first CoreXY. Like they're known for their cantilevers. They did their one sort of non-cantilever bed slinger. Ooh, it goofed. Maybe that was a layer. Let me see here. It doesn't look like a partial. I don't think it was a partial clog. I don't really know what happened on that layer. It doesn't look like it's running hot enough. I'm curious if we rerun this using the included, like their high-speed PLA stuff, what the print looks like. But we're gonna let this finish because it's already so far into it. How am I doing today? I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. I've been behind this week on videos and editing and stuff, but it just sort of was like lagged from Thanksgiving. I took the day off to cook and hang out with Aaron, and then kind of dragged into the weekend. We tried leveling your bed. Yes, I had, zombie. I cannot reach over the laser because just to move the window blinds, so I have to order custom blinds. Fancy laser problems, man. It sounds like it's chattering. Yeah, I agree with that. I think the reason why it's chattering so much, well, maybe not at this point anymore. The fact they chose gyroid for the infill definitely didn't help anything. We also haven't ran input shaping. I don't know if it has. Let's see if there's a macro for running input shaping on this. Auto leveling. Yeah, there's an input shaper macro. So let's run input shaping after this, and then maybe print again. The bed is a big problem on this thing. Well, it's interesting. Is it Z-hopping? Is that? I don't think it's Z-hopping. The Z is definitely moving, but I can't tell if it's Z-hopping or if it's just, I think it's mesh correction is what it's doing. Because the bed had a 1.5 millimeter deviation, which is definitely not great. Yeah, bed is moving, I agree. Everything is moving though. Even the, if I zoom out, like, I don't know how well you can see it, but like everything is moving, frame and all. I don't think belts were loose. We could still play around with tensioning them. I do think that the reinforcing they did of the bed is pretty nice. You know what? I just realized too. So this might be, I might have done this printer a disservice. So we took the bottom panel off and never put it back on, and the bottom panel is what has the feet on it, and the feet have these sort of like rubber isolation pads on them. So this is just like the entire base sheet metal frame on quartz. We should probably put this back on. We should probably put this back on and run input shaping and then see. We can check the belts too, but we should probably see what it looks like that. I don't see, Tri-Z upgrade for this would be difficult because of the fact that it's sheet metal. It would require, what just happened? What just happened? Stepper X reported over temp warning. Well, that's what happens, I guess, when I take the fan off of the thing. so it overheated. There's the bottom. It does have a big fan that I took off. Okay, let's do a few things here, right? We know it can print. Let's see, move you out of the way, pop you off. Nero called what? Yeah, let's put our bottom panel on. Well, I think a big issue more than, I mean, it didn't exactly get to the print, but I think a big part of the issue is I took the fan off. Okay, we're powering it off. Yeah, it has cooling for the drivers, so let's... I can't really fault the printer when I've taken off its cooling. So let's correct that. Let's flip this guy over on his head. Voltage was set correctly, which I think we probably would have figured out by now if it wasn't. Let's flip you on your head. Whoa. All right. So, bottom panel going back on. Again, it's got a pretty big fan that sits right on top of those drivers. So, it's entirely possible that there would have been no issues had I just left this on. Yeah, those heat sinks are really freaking hot. Okay, plugging you in. Let's get these. It's gonna be screw simulation for a little bit here. I'm out way too late. We'll watch it out, I guess. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Swam. Glad you made it back home. Drivers, yeah, drivers are super, super hot. I put a blower fan and a duct over the stepper cooler. Yeah. Again, they have a big fan on it, so it's not just for show. This is the first time I've actually gotten to use this driver, or this photo. Why are we not going in? Oh, shit. Damn it! I dropped a screw on the inside. Daniel, thank you for 3 months. Cheers. Let's do... I did plug in the fan. Yep. I'm hoping I plugged it into the right slot. There's two ports right next to each other. There's 2 ports right next to each other, and I think I remembered which one I was plugged into. But we can turn it on upside down and make sure that fan does turn on before we print again. I also wonder if the panels are going to help with rigidity. What do we want to do? Do we want to put the panels on now and then run the print again? So we'll have bottom panel on, side panels on, that way. I mean, that's how it's supposed to be, right? So I kind of feel like, to be fair to the printer, we should at least do that. Oh, come on, where are the holes? Okay. There we go. Put them on. Okay, we'll do that. Looks to be a higher torque screwdriver. Yes. This is the Hoto, I think is what it's called. I bought the Wow Stick quite a long time ago, and it's just not very useful for a lot of things. Like, I like that it's small, and I like that I was able to use it on like the V0 with some of the, hold on. Yeah, I like that I was able to use it on the V0 with some of the smaller M2 screws, but that's like, it struggles way too much. So Steve recommended this. I think when we were doing the VZ build, he was using this for some parts of it, and he was he was going much faster than me, so I ended up picking one up. Okay, so it's gonna be Screw Simulator for a little bit here while we put all the panels on. Not a fan of the Wow Stick. I like my Skill electric screwdriver has a torque. Is that like a full size? Because I have a in the garage. I have a Black & Decker screwdriver as well that I've used for quite a long time, and that thing is definitely beefier. My concern, it's like a balancing act, right? Like you want it to function, but you also want to be careful not to strip things out. So I don't use the Black & Decker one. I use that more for like big electronics or just non-things. Hello, new YouTuber in the 3D printing industry. Enjoy your vids. I think this is a good printer for the money. Hey, thanks for... Hello and welcome. Yeah, so far, I mean, it's certainly not perfect. The first print, we ran into an overheating error, but that very much so could have been me, which we're gonna see. I took the bottom panel off because we're looking at things and didn't put it back on. And so I'm thinking that was what caused it, but the screen sucks. Like, there's no denying it. Screen sucks. The fact that it's inside of the enclosure is super silly because it just means that heat's gonna go out when you go to print, especially, I mean, again, if you're printing PLA, it's not that big of a deal, but if you're not, and you're printing things like ABS or anything higher temp, like, it would annoy me having to open it and let some of the hot air out to start a print or pause a print or whatever. And the bed is cantilever, which isn't the end of the world, but it says the first bed mesh we ran had a 1.5 millimeter deviation, which is definitely not great. This is a small, fairly small build surface. Was Loyal Moses' video a review or just like a first look? Because I feel like he just got his in. I don't think he could have done a full-blown review on it. Hey, what's up, Dutch? Form is working. Oh, form wasn't working? You don't want to test the fan before you have all the screws back in? If the fan is incorrect, I will cry. That's a good point. I was just thinking I could just change the pinout of the fan, but I probably can't because I don't know where I'd find the pinout for this, so. Let's see when this turns on. So I powered it on. Let's see if this fan kicks in. Dude, the hot end fan is making some pretty awful sounds. Okay, that's powered on. Hey, Shammy! Sorry I missed stuff last week. Oh, you were sick? That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. No worries, man. Welcome. Made a 3D print farm. Nice. Did you get your whatchamacallit, Dutch? The that IDEX printer, the sort of industrial grade one? Shammy, thank you very much for the 5 memberships, man. Cheers. Let's do air horn and we'll do the cheers. Let's see. Email got one. Scott, Wojecki, Skydown, and William. Thanks, Jamie. Okay, so our fan is not turning on. Oh, it is. It is. Okay, cool. So our fan's running. So I did plug it in correctly. Thank God. There's a lot of screws on this. Mingda, no, I had to cancel it due to they were having huge delays. Oh, okay. What'd you end up going with then? Bamboos? I would assume. I feel like you went with bamboos. Okay, I'm going to power this off while we put the rest of the panels on because I have destroyed enough fans by leaving things on and then having like a screw fall in or an Allen key fall in and breaking a blade. So I powered it off. Let's kick the power on this. He stole my name. Nice. What did you go with? What kind? Oh man. Jeez, this is X1 Carbon's nice. They're good printers, man. They're really good printers. I'm up to 3. Nice. There's quite a few people I know that have like started with one. They're like, yeah. I even know like on Twitter a couple people that were like not anti-bamboo, but like definitely were like, I don't know, it's not really my thing. And then they got one and sort of drank the Kool-Aid, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, they're multiplying. You bet love to get back to the community when I can. Yeah, thank you, Shimmy. All of the memberships really help. I don't like or dislike bamboo. I'm right in the middle. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'm talking more on a printer side of things, though, not really like a 3D printing politics side of things. Okay, that is on. Let's flip this over. Lisa, unless you have issues and don't have a YouTube channel. I've heard of quite, I mean, your situation I know sucked, but I know quite a few people that have had issues with bamboo and they've gotten taken care of. So I think it more depends on, I don't know if it's luck of the draw or what as far as support side goes. But I know not quite a few, but definitely know a handful of people that don't have any sort of like YouTube or content making that have had spare parts and stuff, been no issue. Well, yeah, I know your situation, Lisa, sucked. Shammy, thank you very much. I just like printers that work. Yeah, I get it. I mean, I still very much so love the project side of 3D printing, but I love 3D printing a lot because it's not just that, right? Like you can, if you want the project printers, they exist. You can build the Bourne, you can build a Rat Rig, you can build the Annex, you can build any of the, Rook or Positron or any of these things. You can also start off with a fairly inexpensive printer, and if that's all you want, that's great. But you can also upgrade it, or you can get I like that we have options. As much as I like bamboo printers and think they're a great value for a lot of people, if that was the only option we had, I'd be sad. I like options. I think that it's important that we have options. So, okay, so this is one of the panels. Let's see how difficult or how easy it is to peel this. I don't mind tuning printers, but I don't want, yeah, sure, and again, the situation's different, right? Like Dutch, you're printing a lot of stuff that's like products now for sale, which is different than someone that's like, yeah, I just print the occasional thing for fun here and there. Like which is great. Any thoughts on the Saturn 3 Ultra? Just ordered one, replaced Photon that keeps, oh, wow. I haven't done a lot of resin printing in quite a long time. I just don't have a good setup in the garage for it right now. Generally speaking, I like Elegoo printers. I've used a lot of Elegoo. I'm talking on the resin side. I haven't used a ton of their FDM, but I've used a lot of their resin printers, and they have been some of the most consistent performing printers I've had. And we're talking like years spread apart. So I generally vouch for Elegoo when it comes to the world of resin. I'll be sure to send you one when I get one, Ethernet. Oh, sick. Cool, that sounds great, Dutch. Not every printer is aimed at every person. Yeah, exactly. Totally. It would be super boring if that was the case. It's it's getting close to giveaway time, so I'm gonna set a reminder that if you have not signed up, there's a link pinned at the top of chat, and we're gonna be giving away a spool of Polymaker filament in the next 7 or so minutes here. I'm watching this and your Canvas video. Too many mod bots. Yeah, that is at least too many. Okay, let's just peel off the other side panel as well, so we can kind of get a little bit of an assembly line going here. We'll also change the angle. Let's talk from the front. Also, where are we at with likes? Did we hit 150? We're at 142. If you have not hit the like button, do so now. Let's hit 165 before we give away the spool. Nappin says, I'm so stupid. I was like, how cool they put mod bots on the bus panel, but he saw the reflection. That's funny. I love my resin printer, but I returned the Neptune 2 due to many issues. The company has good service at least. Yeah, look at you had issues with the Neptune. Oh, Neptune. Gotcha. Yeah, I was like, that's the FDM printer. We're at 162. Nice. Jose thinks we can hit 200. I blame it on the 11 p.m. and my monster is empty. That'll do it. I love Elegoo as well. Yeah, I will say that Elegoo is kind of the only big player in the desktop 3D printing game that has not released a CoreXY. They've been releasing printers like crazy. Like I reviewed the Neptune 4 Pro. They got the Neptune 4 Max and the Neptune 4. Isn't there two? Isn't there like a Max, a Plus and a Max? Maybe that's what it is. And then they've got the Orange Giga, which is crazy. I have a feeling they've got something up their sleeve. If they're playing the long game and taking notes on everything that's out there, I don't think that's a bad idea, because like Creality released the K1, but they released it too quick in my opinion, and the initial ones had growing pains, right? Like the extruder had issues, the hot end had issues, and they were able to correct it, but still there was issues. And then GD released the X Max 3 and the X Plus 3, and those had to get like essentially recalled. I mean, not really. They didn't ship them only to reviewers, but like they had to completely stop the production to make some changes. So if they can swerve past all that by just taking their time and making a solid, let's just go with like $500 range CoreXY that sort of has like their Elegoo ecosystem with their toolhead and their kind of design, I think it can do really well. So we'll see. Okay, Neptune 4 Max. I think I saw that. You weren't happy with that. I saw just from the title you weren't happy with it. Okay, we have got, so it's 2:59. You've got 60 seconds to fill out the form, and then I'm going to remove it and give you another minute to finalize it, and then we'll do our drawing here. This says use M3 6 screws. Let's get the first couple screws in here. These are definitely not going to be, like this enclosure has gaps, but it shouldn't be an issue for just like regular ABS printing. Man, threads are not, the threads, I don't think it's me. I'm convinced the threads are just not very good on some of these I can't even get that in. Agreed, K1 was released too quick with some others out there. Yeah. Everyone sort of was rushing across the board, right? Like everyone was kind of rushing, and I think was that before the P1S was released? I can't remember what point. There was some urgency. Okay, this does not look good. Why is that? There's such a gap. Okay, the holes are slotted, so we'll get all the holes in loosely. We'll get all the screws in loosely, and then we will tighten them down. This one sucks, man. Like, why is it so tough? God. Okay, we got 2 in. Let's at least the panel will stay up for a sec. All right, let's do this. Unpinning. If you're filling out the form, fill it out quickly. Unpin message. K1 was, okay, so it was before the P1S. I think that's why people were rushing. The threads of powder coating in the holes. That makes sense. Yeah, it's definitely not super fun. A Dutch company at Formnext this year, Form Future, I've heard of them, make filaments, ordered a huge 35 spool order and came in like 30. Wow, that's awesome. They make good stuff. It's cardboard. I think I've seen Filament Frenzy print with that at one point. I know the name. All right. Nice, 177 likes. You guys are awesome. We've got 139 entries into the form. So more entries, no, less entries than likes. That's pretty awesome. Let's download this file. Download, extract, yes, extract here. Why did that not work? Extract all, extract. Okay, there should be 139 entries. And if there's not, that means I screwed up something. So let's see. Replace existing. Would love to see a review of the Bamboo X1E. Interested to see what they do different. X1E is the one they released with the heater, right? And it gets a little bit hotter. How many entries? I said 139, right? Did I say 139? Yeah, 139. Cool, we got everybody. All right, 139. Sick. E for Enterprise, Wi-Fi, and Ethernet. Gotcha. Yeah, it has. I know. I saw it had some like local connection, but I thought it also had something with the heater of sorts. I don't remember. I know. I saw it when it got leaked, and then doesn't solve the cloud issues though. So no updates. Okay, let's do this. So before we do this, thank you to Polymaker for being incredible and allowing us to give away a spool of filament anywhere in the world, which is just freaking sweet. It's super cool. And yeah, so if you have not used Polymaker Filament, Polymaker is an awesome company that not only supports tons of channels and community projects, but they're rad people. So thank you again, Polymaker. If you have not partaken in this giveaway before, the winner will get an email from me within 24 hours, usually way sooner than that, because I can't have things on my plate. As soon as I'm like, I gotta get it, I gotta email this person. And if you're in US or Canada, you'll end up getting a gift card. And if you're in anywhere else in the world, then you'll get a list of like a couple hundred different spools that you can choose from. And the list contains PLAs, ABSs, PTGs, and ASAs, but none of the like fancy carbon or anything like that. So, but lots of different awesome colors. So, how many times should we shuffle today? Let's do, let's do between 3 and 27. That's our range. How many times are we shuffling today? 42? 42 is not in our range. I see 2 threes. Threes is our winner so far. We got 12 threes. 6.9 is definitely in second place. All right, we're gonna keep it. We're just gonna do with a simple 3. I see a lot of 3s. It's not a lot of clicks. Here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. 3, 2, 1, spin. Who is our winner today? I can't see the name. It's a small name. Alex WP, you are our winner. I think that's a first. We've had a lot of. Give you a little clap. We've had a lot of first-time winners the last couple weeks. Congratulations! I will send you an email at some point today. I said 24 hours, but it'll be today, I'm sure. And it'll be a form, and you'll just fill out the form, and then Polymaker will take care of the rest. So congratulations, Alex, and thank you everybody for playing. Until next week. So let's get our panels on. I want to print. I want to see whether we have overheating issues. I want to see how cooling looks. So let's see how quickly I can get these on. If a couple of the holes are being stubborn, I will just not put screws in all the holes for now. There he is, Alex. Yeah, congrats. I need to win again. Polymaker is all but available. Yeah, there's definitely either just poorly made threads or again, there's some kind of coating over them. It does look pretty slick and closed. I saw somebody commenting about that it's tough to see inside of it when it's enclosed. Where's our hole? Where is it? Okay, I'm feeling there. Which I could see being an issue. This is a pretty dark... Oh, come on, man. There we go. It's a pretty dark tint on this acrylic. Does it have LEDs inside? It doesn't have LEDs inside. They added LEDs for their logo on the front, but they did not add LEDs inside. That would probably make all the difference. And I'm sure, since it's Klipper, I'm sure it wouldn't be very difficult to do so. So let's, if you see this, there is a pretty significant gap. Pretty significant gap at the top here, right here. But because it's slotted, we can sort of lift this up. It's not gonna be perfect. There's absolutely, if you get rid of the gap on the top, you get more of a gap on the bottom. So this isn't gonna be perfect, but let's at least try to get it somewhere in the middle. Like that. And yeah, it's not great. Not great on the gap. But you could, I mean, you could in theory just use some foam tape, right? Some insulation tape like you do with a Voron or to help seal that. Wow, yeah, it takes some serious finger strength. Oh my god. Okay, let's tighten down these and we'll do the next one. The points I told Apple Sign about V400, they seem to put in S1 and T1. I'm curious to see about how S1 and T1 go. I know that, didn't they say that the T1 was going to be 600 US, which seems like a pretty good deal. I think the S1 was, I don't remember the price on it. Trying to get the power drill out. Yeah, I don't think, is it the same as these? Oh, it is. I'm a goof. There we go. There we go. As long as I don't break the end on this. This would get us going much quicker. What did I do? Did I turn it off? Oh. You almost need one of these to put this thing together. It's a lot of screws. Okay, one side's done. Flip it around. Oh, prices are up online for the new Deltas. Yeah, what are the prices? I think they said that it was 600 for the one version, like the, I don't want to say budget version because 600 isn't exactly a budget. I don't know. What do we think? That's a great question. Let's hear. What do you consider a budget 3D printer? I'm gonna put, let's do a poll because I just want to see. I want to see. Start a poll. All right. So here's what I've got. What do you consider a budget 3D printer? And our range is going to be under 200, under, oh god, it's really hard to type here. Under 200, under 300, under 500, and I'm even going to do under 1,000. because to some that might be considered a budget printer, especially if you're coming from the era of, you know, Ultimaker printers and stuff like that. Oh shit. No, I dropped a screw. Cause like, so times have changed too, right? Like, I would say for me, when I got into 3D printing in 2014, the cheapest printer I could find that was even worth looking at was around $500 or $600-ish. So I would have considered at that point anything under like 600 and below would be a budget 3D printer. But again, times have changed, and now, you know, the landscape of what you can get for $200, to me, like, that is probably more of a budget 3D printer. But that wasn't even an option at one point. So I'm curious, now that we have a bigger range, what do we think? So far under 300, okay. And that's 62% of people, so that's a pretty big margin. And I think that's fair. I think that's about half price of what the cheapest printer was. Oh, there's a chip in the acrylic down here. It's not the end of the world, but it kind of sucks. The Two Trees SK1 CoreXY looks promising at 440. I haven't heard much. Maybe they did reach out to me at one point. I really don't know, but I haven't heard much about it. I know that 3D Printing Belgian, I think that's right, posted some photos of it from Formax, but I don't know much about it. It kind of looks like a P1P, doesn't it? But with a touchscreen. Ooh, Carl's Jr. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. Western bacon, please. I should have bought the. Yeah, my brother sent me on Black Friday that Carl's Jr. was doing any Carl's Jr. gift card over $50 was half off. So you can get a Carl's Jr. gift card for like $60, and it would only be $30. And I asked Erin if she wanted me to get it, and she didn't. She didn't say definitely. And now here we are getting Carl's Jr. Oh, shoot, I didn't put the panel up. I'm gonna quickly loosen this so I can at least get the panel lifted a little bit. I also zoned out on what I was talking about. We don't go there that much. We go there like every, okay, like at least once a month, I would say. There we go. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Be careful when he's. I cracked it a hair. It's small. It's not gonna affect it, but that's a bummer. I know better too. I don't know why I put so much force. With the tiny crack on the left side of it, I don't think it'll get bigger than that. Uncle Jesse's was definitely worse with this one needs a little with the K1. At least it's not glass. Worst comes to worst with this guy, I could laser cut a new panel. It wouldn't be tinted, which might not be a bad thing. I'd be able to see inside more. Okay, let's go with that. That's good. Okay, now we got the top. Is black smoked acrylic a good idea? I don't know that it is. I don't know that it is. It makes it tougher to see inside. And I mean, I guess other than maybe it looking kind of cool, I don't really see what the point is. Right? It makes it difficult to look at the side and see. So I don't know. What do we think? So this is our top. It looks, yeah, it looks cool, and I think that's about the only thing. My goal is to get this printing again before Aaron brings home that Carl's Jr. Camera and light. Yeah, camera and light would be nice. I mean, it is Klipper, so you can install it, and there is a USB port, although routing a camera from the outside to the inside is a little bit difficult having these panels on it. The magnetic strip on the end of here. Okay. Would make sense if it was a welder. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is not peeling off nice. Almost there. Almost there. There's like one little piece of cover that I can't get off. It's driving me a little crazy. Okay, we'll leave it. We won't be able to. Wait, no. We will be able to see it, right? Because this is the way it goes. No. Did they do this wrong? Like, so it looks like the nuts would be facing down towards the printer, but then they have a magnetic handle. Interesting. It's okay, I guess. Screw from under? No, I think it goes like this. It's weird. It almost looks to me like they put the zoom out a little bit more. Nope. It almost looks to me like they put the magnet on the wrong side. Like, wouldn't you want the magnet closest to? It's weird. It's weird, right? Like, why is the magnet on the outside? It doesn't do anything now. Or maybe it does ever so slightly. It's very odd. I think that maybe... Oh, I dropped another screw. I think that maybe the person that installed this on the printer was not understanding the task at hand. This does not bode well for this printer. I don't know that I really need the magnetic strip on. I mean, maybe it does. I don't know. It's not breaking any of this stuff. Yeah, that's fine. Put together. Because whoever put it together was in a rush to get off that day. I see one of the included. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so it comes with these fancy like metal handles, which the metal handle is not a bad idea in this case because it's going to add some weight to it. Remove the hinge and reverse it. Yeah, I think that, yeah, I could do that. Or I can just double down. Oh, yeah. Let's see. There we go. Definitely has the nicest handles out of any printer I've ever tested, right? Fixing it sounds like a future problem. Rush past it to get printing is what I would do, then never come back to it. Yeah, very much so. It's not, I mean, again, it's not that big of a deal. I shouldn't affect performance at all. Okay, let's get the last panel on, and then let's get a print going again. Probably just do a Benchy one more time, and I'll leave the front door open. Otherwise, I don't think we'll be able to see inside this, to be honest with you. It's really dark. There's no magnet on the front. Oh, okay. The front does have a magnet. It's just it uses a metal. There's a metal piece on the acrylic, and then there's a magnet in the door to grab it or to catch it. Hey, what's up, Alan? Assembly guide shows that the hinges on the outside, they probably assembled it or backwards at the factory. Yeah. Yeah, the hinges have to be right in terms of the direction I have them. It looked weird having the lock nuts up in the air. Oh man, it got damaged in shipping. This one sucks a little bit more. Look. That's a lot worse than the crack I did to it. I was able to pop it back in place, but that's a pretty good split right there. We get ads now. Wait, were you watching the stream and an ad played? YouTube changed something with ads on the streams, like I want to say in the last 48 hours. I got a notification basically saying that I had to click on this, and the option was like either manually place ads or let YouTube just do its thing. But it seemed to me like it was more for VODs. Is the corner chip too? Oh no, it is. Wait. No, it's not. No, it's not. This is for the indentation. Yeah, that sucks though. Because I could cut out a new panel. I might end up... So, I'll probably send a message to Kingroon and ask for two things. The first will be new panels, please. And the second will be... sorry, I heard a noise, but it was Delilah. What the heck? And the second will be a vector file, so I can cut out my own panels. That way I can do it in a clear acrylic. So we'll probably just leave it stock, but if we end up doing some mods to this thing, then we will swap out the acrylic, I think. Trying to fire up the Gwaiki. I don't have the Gwaiki! It was a loaner. They said something like, if a certain number of units sells, I could keep it. And I said, okay, well, whatever. I'll play around with it and see how it goes. And it didn't end up happening. So I sent it back like a year ago. I think it was last year. That way you can cut. Yeah, exactly. I will, if I end up cutting acrylic panels for this thing, I will not use tinted. We'll go with just regular clear panels. 1 second. I wonder how the acrylic got damaged in shipping, because it was wrapped. We saw it, right? Wasn't it wrapped really well and tucked inside of the printer in the center of the box? So the box must have gotten beat to shit in transit. I don't think that Kingroon did a necessarily bad job of packaging it. Yeah, transparent, opposite of opaque. Oh. Yeah, it's hard to... Unless you're somebody that regularly like trolls in chat zombie, it's hard to know sometimes if things are jokes or not. What the heck? I can't get one of these screws in. I can't tell if it's so dark. It is incredibly dark in here. There we go. I think. No? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Door is screwed in. Let me tighten the last little bit here. We'll put our handle on the door. Then we will power this on, run a input shaping, and print the Benchy. Okay. Let's see. Don't you think I do have the P2. The P2 is what I do have. The P2 I do have. I feel like if they had just gone with cheaper handles, they could have gone with a better screen, man. These are some, like, you put these on your bathroom. These are like real. That's a nice. The front door's got a nice magnet. Front door's got a really nice magnet. Let's show it right. It's these guys. They got two, looks like neodymium magnets compared to the top just uses like a magnet, fridge magnet type thing. But yeah, it's got a nice close to it. Okay, let's power this on, run input shaping, and see how our Benchy looks compared. We'll see if we can even finish a print, right? Because the first print failed. Man, the fan is really loud when it revs up. Yeah, right? It looks like a kitchen magnet. Interesting. I hope CodePrint ends up being good. They did end up finally reaching out, but it wasn't for like a review unit. It was basically for a affiliate program type thing, and they had said in the email that I could get a discount off the Kickstarter, and I basically told them, like, I'm not interested in... Whoa, dust. I'm not interested in the affiliate. I haven't tested out your product, and I have a pretty strict rule of I don't promote things that I haven't tested myself, or I know someone that I really trust that's said positive things about it. And I told them I also generally don't support people using Kickstarter, but in their situation, they are a lot more of a startup. And I said, I'll give you guys the pass on that. You can get a good 3D printer for just 100. Okay, let's see if we go force refresh. But yes, I hope CodePrint works out well. I know that they've collaborated with Fadis, so I have no doubt that the hot end inside of it is quality. I just am curious how their setup is going to work in Klipper. I'm hoping that they release it all like they're supposed to. I think they said they already had a lot of it posted on GitHub. So that way, when V2 of ERCF or whatever comes down the pipe as far as open source multicolor, multi-material, that everyone's able to benefit from it. Okay, so there's a input shaping macro. I'm gonna press it. Okay, so there's an accelerometer in the toolhead. That's nice to see. I mean, there should be, but there is. It confirms it. The top is rattling like hell. Probably because of that magnet. Bed only supported on one side. Yeah, it is a cantilevered bed. Definitely one of the... one of the math things about the printer is that the bed's cantilevered. That is loud. That is very, very loud. Zombie, thank you for 16 months. And Banana, fix the top panel. I will. I will. I'll show, next week's stream when we go live, I'll show it to you. It'll be fixed. That is very, very loud. We got that co-print email too. It was sad to turn down as we don't get a ton of those emails. What your reason for turning down was the same as mine, just that since you haven't used it, you can't promote it, or? I believe you just need to flip the hinges on the top panel. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. The hinges need to be flip-flopped, and then the handle needs to be flip-flopped along with it. I think I should flip. I think we'll flip it right now. Yeah, we'll redo input shaping. I'm sorry, guys. It is. I'm curious if it's gonna have a negative impact on it. Let's just redo it. Oh, you know it's got nylon lock nuts, so let's do this. I was expecting some bounce, but it's bouncing so damn much. Let's at least compare now that we know what our baseline is to see how much of a difference it makes having having the magnet. It's a really weak magnet, so I'm not anticipating it's going to do a whole lot for us. But let's at least see. And I get to test out, or not test out, but I get to use this guy that Steve got for me. Also, I gotta keep track of the time too, because Aaron does work today. The filament is Julie. Yeah, this thing rattles like hell. I think it's just the sheet metal doesn't seem to do a very good job of dampening vibrations coming off of this. At least we have the feedback on. We didn't have the feed on for the Benchy print, and I think that was... Nope, that's not the right screw. I think that was not helping our chatter in our print. Come on. Did anybody, I know Zombie did, but did anybody else here pre-order co-print? Oh, come on. Come on, dude. There we go. All right, let's see if we can tighten this quickly without breaking our more acrylic. Okay. DaVinci did. I even got a membership? What does that mean? Oh, is that for their pre-order thing they had? Like, they had some sort of... I didn't really look into it, but I thought it was weird. They had, like... Maybe that's what it was. You paid to get early on the chance to pre-order. Hey, Liz. Nice crew here. They're just watching me shatter acrylic. Okay, we got one on. We got two on. Okay. Oh, last thing I gotta do is swap out this pretty handle. Ooh, Aaron's home too. Woo, that means we can get this going and I can sit back, watch it print, and eat Carl's Jr. Yeah, that is exciting. Okay, goes in place. A lot of fingerprints. That is definitely the tinted acrylic certainly shows fingerprints pretty bad. Here we go. There we go. So far they are including a spare hot end. Oh, nice. That's cool. The hot end looks good, right? It's a high... The thing I'm kind of curious about is, isn't it a high flow hot end, which isn't usually what you want for multicolor because of the purging? I haven't looked into the hot end that much, but the image I saw of it when they were showing it off looked like it had a pretty damn big melt zone. Have to run, see you next week. Hey, sounds great, GPs. Thanks for hanging out. They're still using Bullhead about Real Touch. Oh yeah, they were talking about... Weren't they talking about potentially... I know that, why is this not going in? I think it was Nathan interviewed them and they were talking about possibly going a different route with... It was the extruder, I guess, is what they were... Where are we not going in? We're missing a single screw. Oh. How are we missing a screw? Hi! How'd it go? What's that? I lost a screw. You're gonna make a joke about me, huh? Nice. Well, I found a different colored screw, so that's gonna drive somebody crazy. But we got a one silver screw. There are so many screws you have to install in this assembly. There was like
a nice little automated glue you have there.
oh yeah, this guy. I cracked one of the acrylic panels.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
wait.
no, that's a box.
They did, no, this came cracked. This was cracked in shipping, but then I cracked one using this, no. Okay, let's do this now. Let's run. All right, let's try input shaping one more time. Let's see if it bounces. Hi, Jack. You're a handsome little guy. Hi, bud. Okay.
Now,
You want to hold him? I'll hold him for a sec.
I might bring his high chair in over here so I can
Ooh, what's up?
eat with you.
Cool, okay. We're just gonna get a Benchy printing here in a sec. I got little man. Nuno, welcome. Okay, we know you lost a screw for a long, yeah. Well, I told Erin I lost a screw and she said better than a nut. Okay, let's do input shaping now. All right, Jack, here we go. Nope, that was a filament change. It's not what I want to do. Input shaping, there we go. What is happening? Hold on. What is happening? Why is it not? Wait, let me try home again. You know what? I ran a macro. I clicked the wrong macro. It was called filament change. I think it screwed things up. Let me go. Hold on, Bubby. I know. I hear you. Don't pull the power cable. Don't pull. He's grabbing the power. Hold on. Klipper restart. Ah, I hear you. Okay. Printer is not ready. Clippy host is... Okay, here we go. Config is shut down. Oh. Wait, no, he didn't unplug. I don't know why it shut down though. That's weird. Firmware restart. Oh, Jackson. Hey, Please don't pull the power cable, bud. Hun, he's pulling the power cable. All right. Hold on, Bubby. Okay, input shaper is running. He does make super cute sounds. Oh, it's gonna shake like crazy right now. I would put it, hold on. Do you have Jack's high chair?
Yeah.
He's eating the power cable. It's in his mouth. Hold on. This is no place for a baby. He's so happy. He's so happy. Oh my god. Oh no, you unplugged the cable. The power cable. Damn it. What is happening? Okay, it's back. It's back. Thanks for hanging out, Huck. String on nozzle? That's okay. I definitely think the top magnet helped, but the top magnet, it does not sit flush. I shouldn't have touched that while I was doing it. It is chaos. Children is chaos, yeah. You can sit by the door? Okay. Will Jack cry if he doesn't see you? You're gonna bring him in. Okay. Everyone's eating Carl's Jr. in here. I love this. I love the filament string I have on the hot end. Well, it's definitely vibrating less. Part of it I don't think is the magnet though. Part of it I think is that the acrylic panel on top doesn't sit quite flush. It's kind of kinked a little bit, and so I think it's almost pressure fit a little bit. Hey, we are 9 likes away from 200. If you have not hit the like button, smack it. Just give it the old smack. Yeah, the filament is holding on for dear life. Wait, can you guys? Okay, it looked like it froze, but it's no bouncy bounce. Hey, we got 202 likes. Thank you guys. Is that for me? Thank you. Hi, Jack. Told you to be loud, huh? The worker, he was nice.
And then leaving the card, put the card, like 2 women stopped it today. And I was like, yeah, the card is in the man. She's like, oh, right. She goes to bring me the food, and he's handing me the food, and I'm like, my card? And he's like, I just want to give you the food. And I was like, okay. And then he like gave me the food, and he was like, oh, good. And I was like, alright. And I waited, and I was like, man, I never waited that long, ever. So.
I'm sorry.
I just threw me off.
Nappin, you said you had 3 slices of pizza early on in the stream. Alright.
Can I pour some fries on you for you?
Sure.
Fries are good.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you want me to pour them? Cool. Did you have an extra sauce for me? I know.
Yeah, no, I do.
Oh. I might have taken too many. Sorry.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. Let's see what it's saying. Calculating the best input shaping. Max Excel 11K 89975. Doesn't look awful. We'll run with what it says. Save config and restart.
You're using the right burger. Yours is a Western, right? You got the
Western bacon. Okay, here we go. We're gonna print this Violent G code. Here we go.
the violet because it shakes.
Yeah, it's like they call it violent because it's fast. Wife arm. You didn't bring enough to share with the rest of the class. I know, I said that if we ever had a meetup in Idaho, I would buy pizza for everybody.
Oh, from Costco?
Aaron will bring Costco pizza for everybody. Checking on my ill wife. Did I miss a Jackson sighting? Sorry to hear about your wife. He's right here. Watch, hold on. Yeah, I'll pan it. Hold on. Oop. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Hold on. What's up, dude? He says, "Where's my burger?" Was it? Weren't you supposed to change filament? No. I don't think it actually did anything. I hope not. The bed's heating up right now. Second, he's awesome. His biggest issue right now is sleep. Sleep is still the biggest struggle. What's that?
It's like an oil thing you put behind the neck and on his feet.
Uh-huh. You said you were going to reprint the... Oh, I want to see, Nappin, how the Benchy turns out with the same filament now that we've put the panels on and ran input shaping. And because the first Benchy had driver issues, so who's to say the driver wasn't causing some sort of issues because it was heating up, or it was getting warm. So I do want to test it with a speedy filament, but I also want to test it against our baseline filament. Sleep doesn't get better 3 years in. Nice. Well, zombie, that's probably why zombies, well, zombie. It's probably also why he streams all late. Yeah, I think that Jack's a vampire. Let's see how this goes. I know we're here for printing, but baby's so handsome. Lisa. It was Lisa. Jack says thank you. He's got his 2 teeth. I did not run a PID tune, but I'm hoping that they would have PID tuned it from factory. PID tune is not something that normally end user has to do on a ready to go printer. I mean, we can PID tune it. I can definitely do that, but it shouldn't be a requirement initially. I started sleeping nicely as soon as he started walking and running. Okay. I mean, crawling is definitely wearing him out more. Like, yeah, he's crawling like a crazy person and climbing on everything, and so he definitely, I think he's taking more frequent naps now, but they're pretty short. They're pretty short naps. He's down for like 30-40 minutes and he's ready to rock and roll again. It's frustrating because you can't get anything done in that time. Do you have a baby jail frame? We have a pack and play, but it's really small, and he doesn't like being in it more than like 30-minute increments, right? I think it's kind of annoyed. Currently a
piano and then he realized that he can't go anywhere and so he has to cut down.
We've turned the living room into a jail. We split the couch up, and we have some big like storage crates, and then we use the pack and play as a barrier. So he's trapped in that area. I mean, not for long. He's gonna get He's gonna figure out. Yeah, you're gonna figure out that you can get over the wall. Yeah. But we've created a temporary prison. Get a modular fence system. Yeah, if somebody has a recommendation, Aaron's been saying that we need to get him something. And I would like something modular that a lot of the ones we've seen are sort of rectangular. They just, you set them and you can't move it around. But I've seen some where they're made of a bunch of small fence pieces that you can sort of expand or shrink as needed. If somebody has a link to one and they want to post, I will absolutely take a look because we're going to need it, if not now, then very soon. Super Yard XL is what we use. Okay. Print a modular system. That'd make a good YouTube video. I built a jail for my baby. You get the long one with 8 segments, turns it into a baby jail. Yeah, we need to get something like that. Can I have a sip of the tea? Thank you. It's looking pretty good so far. Costway gate fence. Can you put these recommendations in the Discord just so that I can reference them later? Enhance. We added segments and enclosed most of the living room until Mini-Me was 2. Was the best thing. Yeah, we probably need to do the same. Because right now we have it blocked in, so we can't get to the kitchen or the hall or the bedroom, but it's only blocked in on one side. So the other side, he's starting to climb up the TV stand. He like, there's a glass shelf on the TV stand, and he loves trying to reach for it and like smack the Xbox. So yeah, we need to block him from both sides. I'm talking about you, troublemaker. Yeah, you trouble.
You gotta pan over to
yeah. All right, watch. Let me see if I can get him to do it again. This guy is such a silly guy. Hold on. Where are they at? Are you trouble? Are you trouble, Jack? You've been climbing up the TV stand every night, huh? Oh, you can't. There we go. Oh, you've been climbing up that TV stand every night trying to get the Xbox. Yeah. Yeah, he's a goofball. Hey, Nice made it. Hey, Nice. Yeah, we're getting towards the... We're definitely getting towards the end here. Aaron's got working a little bit. But it's turned into a Carl's Jr. and chill. Yeah, you got half an hour. Huh, you trouble. We're gonna build you a jail. Yeah, this kid's full. This kid is so full of it. You're trouble, dude. This is way tougher than calibrating a printer. Good week though, Nice. I know you said you're busy with work stuff, but like, still good busy. Got to go deal dinner. Thanks for stopping by, Llama. Yeah, it's hard to be mad at him, Lisa. He freaking just smiles at you and lets out like this laugh, and you're like, that's not funny.
I call him a pterodactyl.
Mm-hmm. Pterodactyl. My mom calls him a charm troll. He's such a troll, but he's got such charm. Thank you for food.
You're welcome. Food needs to come in.
Food needs to come in?
Groceries.
What does?
The groceries.
Groceries. This Prince got 12 minutes left. Can they survive in the car for 12 minutes? Okay, so we'll do that. Okay, once this sprint ends, we'll... Okay. Did you see the kids 3D printer at Formnext? It snaps together. No, I haven't seen it. Who did a video on it? Zombie? I probably missed the draw. Yeah, we did the drawing. Nice. It was like it was roughly I think an hour ago. Next week the stream will be at regular time again. Aaron works the closing shift, so it'll be noon Pacific Standard Time if you're around. We're gonna try to install the Big Tree Tech Nami or Nomi, I don't know how you say it, onto the K1. Oh, Polymaker! I didn't know that. I didn't even know that Polymaker live streamed at Formex. Scared him? Yeah. I just self-sourced a Boron 0.2 and it still costs more than 400. Yeah, my first V0 that I self-sourced was probably around $1,000-ish. Granted, some of that was tools that I needed and some mess-ups on my part, but self-sourcing is typically not cheaper than buying a kit. I mean, I guess it depends. You can get it cheaper than like an LDO kit, but like, generally speaking, because they have the best deals and they get the economies of scale and the shipping discounts from purchasing in just one lump sum, it's usually more expensive to self-source. Have a great night, Strife. I need all the Starlight filament is gorgeous. Yeah, this stuff is so nice. Working a lot more around 18. Oh my gosh. It's the holidays. When is it? When are you gonna slow down for like the Christmas time and the New Year's? Yeah, a lot of times I think you're better off self-sourcing a cheap kit and then just upgrading the parts that you want to upgrade versus trying to self-source everything. I got a new blade for the miter saw zombie, so I'm gonna try cutting some aluminum extrusion soon. I know someone in chat had said like you can still do it with like the standard wood saw, but I got a Delilah, you're moving the camera. I brain farted hard there. I purchased for a birthday present or late birthday present one of the Diablo blades that does softwoods and aluminum. Oh man, so you got 6 weeks left of. Well, I hope it goes by quick, man. I hope it goes by quick, dude. We're installing, it's called the Devil Burner Toolhead, and it's purely for looks. Delilah, you gotta go, mama. You're pushing on the camera, sweet girl. It's purely for looks. I'll show you guys it. Devil Burner. So, Big Tree Tech had sent their Nomi out a long time ago, and it's been sitting in my closet, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to install it on the Boron. But for the K1, I don't really mind. So it's a replacement faceplate. It's a replacement faceplate for the toolhead, and it's a screen. So it'll tell you like print percentage and stuff like that. And then we're probably also going to add an LED in here, maybe. I don't know what kind of LED I need. But it's more for fun than anything. Like, it's definitely just a like aesthetic upgrade, not a functional upgrade. Really, at least for the most part. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure about the LED because, let's see. Yeah, it's the defaults. I don't know if anyone's created mine will probably show the Boron logo as well, unless somebody's created a different version of it. I have the V2 that came in, but I'm waiting on the V2. I don't know what I want to do. The V2 has a couple extra ports on it, and it has an accelerometer, which is kind of cool. The V1 doesn't. It's basically just this face. So we'll install it though, because why not? When are you doing the Nomi? That should be next week's stream. Next week's stream. The game plan is that I'll get the faceplate printed out between now and then I just don't know again about the LED. Maybe we won't do the LED. It looks like it's just a standard through-hole one, but I'm not sure how he's controlling it. With Klipper, if he is controlling it, I don't know that I've seen these in RGB. I have these just in, like, you know, every regular color from electronics kits. Need to go to sleep. Good night, everyone. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Nice. Get a good night's sleep, man. If you're around, we will be here next week. 325 euros for the FormBot. You're 0.2. Yeah, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. I would get the FormBot kit then and just, again, upgrade the parts that you aren't happy with out of that kit. Well, yeah, it's got an ESP32 module. I think we have to run USB-C through... I think we have to run USB-C through the cable chain to get power to it. Possibly. I'm not entirely sure. We're gonna definitely stumble through this, but it should be fun. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. You can clearly see the LED is just wired within the 5-volt cable for the power to the screen, so it's just a... Oh, okay, it is just a dumb... It's interesting though, because in the video, the thing that threw me off, Nappin, was in the video... Oh, come on, it's not it. It appears to change color. If it's a dumb LED, then it shouldn't be a big deal. Like you said, we'll just run 5 volts. But it's red there. Okay, so it goes from... Oh, maybe I'm mistaken. I thought I saw it change color at some point, but maybe it just was that it powered on. So yeah, it's just on by default when you power it on. Okay, well that changes it then. I'll just see if I can find an LED then. It shouldn't impact the airflow much. Big Tree Tech did some testing initially. I don't think it's going to be an issue. They basically copy the same thing. So instead of the airflow coming from here, it's pulling all the air from around this area. So we'll see. It is Wi-Fi. Yeah, it is Wi-Fi. I gotta end the stream in shortly here. So Aaron's got to go to work, but let me see if I can find them really quick. They just sent the V2. Let's see. Okay, so here's V2, and then I've got V1. No, this is V1. Here's V2. Yeah. Well, I mean, at least we figured out that the issue was, again, that I'd taken the fans off of the, I'd taken the fan off of the bottom panel. It hasn't overheated this time. So here's these guys. Let's see. So this is V1. You know what? No. Let's look at this next week. Yeah, next week's stream is going to be the Nami stream. So we can take a look at the differences between the V1 and the V2. Because again, the V1, the main things are it's just a screen, and it doesn't really do much of anything but display. It can display the status of like your printer, and you can have some custom animations. V2, which they just came out with, has an accelerometer built in, which is kind of cool. It also has a touch screen, which is kind of cool. I don't know what you would use it for, but maybe if you don't have a screen on your printer at all, and you just have that screen on, you can use it for starting a print. I don't know, it's not that practical, but and I think there's some additional potential expansion on this guy as well. So we'll look at them next week to compare the two together, but we're just going to install V1 on the K1. That's the game plan. How to squirrel a monster. I know. I'm like over here like, why don't we do this next week? Okay, we're at 93%. But it was a fun stream. It was nice taking a break from a build. We've done a lot of building. Since we are ending the stream soon, if you have not hit the like button, please do. I can't believe we got 208 likes today. That's awesome. Thank you, everybody. It's definitely a lot more people wanting to watch the KLP1 get unboxed. Yeah, it's me in every conversation with someone. Like, if you want to be in a conversation with me, then like you'll be into it. But if you're like trying to get out of it, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna tell you everything about everything I know in this single conversation. It's so you can pause your print. Yeah, that is me in a nutcase. I don't know how when I get excited, and I get excited about a lot of things. It's like it's exciting, but it's also annoying at times. I'm like, all right, no, seriously, I gotta call it. In a nutshell or a nutcase? I think Nappin meant nutshell. Nutcase, hopefully not, but maybe some days. Induction toolhead. All right. Just gonna rip it off before it gets a chance to finish homing. Okay. Let's get a little close-up look of this. Get our nice. I just want to show off our knobs, our nice knobs. Okay, there we go. So, little to no stringing. Little to no stringing, that's for sure. It's pretty good. Cooling. Oh no, I lied. There's a little. Let me put my finger there so you guys can see it. Some stringing, but still pretty minimal on stringing. Cooling, honestly, not bad. I'm pretty impressed for not having an auxiliary fan. Pretty impressed that for not having an auxiliary fan. It did a pretty good job there. Some extrusion issues, which I don't know if it was related to hitting max melt, like a max flow rate. I don't really know. I want to, again, test it with a high flow PLA and just see how it compares, but really not bad. Like, this was a fast print, and if that's our baseline, there's some under extrusion actually. I see, if you look, let me see. I don't know how well I'll be able to show it. Yeah, you can see it. On the side of the box there, there's some under extrusion. But it finished, and it definitely could have been worse considering the cooling situation on this guy. So I will probably leave everything as is, just load in some like Hyper PLA or something like that. I think I've got some Elegoo Fast PLA or whatever, and run it again and see how it looks comparatively. Surface quality looks like it could be because of cantilever bed. Maybe. The front bridge isn't too good. Oh, right here? Yeah, for the bridge there could be better. I'm impressed with this portion of it though. But yeah, you're right. The bridge is definitely some layers sagging there, or drooped. Probably outrunning the filament. Yeah, I think so as well. I have a feeling that they used their like high speed PLA for this. What do they call it? Ludicrous or danger? I don't know what the heck they called it. So let's do a oh, there's just food everywhere now. Let's do a quick summary of initial impressions, okay? The good. Sub $400 CoreXY running Klipper. With linear rails, a fairly rigid frame, could be better, fairly rigid frame. And it's got a lot of USB ports on the side, which is nice if you need to add things on. And it's fully enclosed. That's a plus as well. The bad. Cantilever bed. Super tinted windows with, like, this is like limo tint. This is like, this was cool in the 90s. With some chips in it, which is also not good. The drivers get hot, which is fine, I guess. That's not that big of a deal. The biggest things for me is that I don't like the cantilever bed. I don't like the panels they chose. It's impossible. It's like impossible to see inside with this thing fully enclosed. Screen. Oh my god, the screen. Screen is bad. Screen is really bad. So slap some non-dark panels on it. Go with a different screen, and figure out. I just don't know with the bed solution. I think it has potential. I think it has some potential, but it's a little rough around the edges. That's how I would describe it. A little rough around the edges. So we'll see. I'll do some more printing with it. I'm gonna reach out to them and see if I can get new panels, and then again the vector files. I'd rather them send me the vector files than measuring all the holes, and especially for the front. There's room for improvement. Yes, definitely room for improvement. I think it could be a fun baseline for modding. The hardest thing I think that will be to correct is the cantilever bed, because it's sheet metal. I don't exactly know. There's not a whole lot of mounting points on the inside if you wanted to add like a second set of Z stepper motor or something like that. So, yeah. But I don't know, the bed, there might be a happy medium where the cantilever bed, I'm coming out right now. Okay. There might be a happy medium with the cantilever bed where you can still get pretty fast speeds, but maybe just not violent speeds, and it might not be an issue. Because, like I said, I've seen other cantilever beds, like the original Ender 5, and a few more like that were way less rigid and still performed okay. Granted, we were printing at like 500 acceleration and 60 millimeters a second, but I still think that there could be a happy medium between still decent speeds without having to modify the bed. So we'll see. You probably make a 3-bit release for acceleration. Yeah, potentially. It's just, again, the mounting points. You'd have to figure out where you're mounting the Z or the Z motor mounts to. Filament sensor looks like it could be lower to ease the filament path. Oh, on the back? Yes, yes. That could also be playing a partially with under extrusion. It could be that it's putting some drag on there that's making it harder for the extruder to pull. Yeah, I agree. Or just leave it loose, or like yeah, but it definitely could be lower. Definitely could be lower. So, anyways, today was fun. After building a Trident for 6 months, maybe not quite, but basically, if you consider the VZ in between, it was nice to just sort of unbox a printer and poke it and, you know, run a few prints, run a couple prints off. So, game plan is next week we're going to be playing around with the K1 Max and installing Nomi, which should be fun. It's, again, purely a for looks mod and certainly not something necessary, but that's never stopped us before. So we'll play around with that next week, see how that goes, and yeah, we'll kind of go from there. I've got a few other projects and ideas on the back burner. So I hope everybody that celebrated Thanksgiving last week had an awesome Thanksgiving, and anyone that didn't still had a great week. And hopefully I will see most of you guys next Wednesday. We'll be streaming at the same time because Aaron's closing. So I will try to get that scheduled over the weekend or something like that. So anyways, again, thanks everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your days, and I will catch you next time. Bye everyone.